Ikinararangal ko pong ihandog sa inyo ang GMA News and Public Affairs Advocacy para sa eleksyon 2022 para sa patas at matalinong desisyon sa mga susunod nating iluluklok sa pwesto. Ako po ang inyong kapuso, Mike Enriquez. Ngayong eleksyon 2022, ang buong sambayanang Pilipino dapat totoo.
Noong eleksyon 2019, ang ating panawagan at panata, pusuan ang totoo. Kaya lumibot tayo sa iba't ibang panig ng bansa para ipakilala at isulong ang mga katangian ng kandidatong totoo.
Pusuan ang totoo!
Ngayong eleksyon 2022 sa harap ng hamon na ibangon ang ating bayan, lahat tayo, ang mga kandidato, ang mga botante at ang pagbabalitang gagabay sa bayan, dapat totoo.
Ang mga tatakbo, dapat totoo.
Totoong may paninindigan para sa tama. Dapat patapat, hindi magnanakaw o tiwali.
Totoong may plataporma at konkretong solusyon sa mga isyong dapat tugunan.
Magpapakatotoo sa kanilang mandato at totoo ang hangad na makapaglingkod.
Hindi personal na kapakanan ang itataguyod.
At dahil nasa atin ang responsibilidad,
na iboto ang karapat-dapat na kandidato,
Ang paninindigan ng mga botanteng Pilipino.
dapat totoo. Magsaliksik tungkol sa kandidatong susuportahan. Alamin ang kanilang track record.
At huwag basta maniwala.
Sa sabi ng iba o ng mga tumatakbo.
Himayin ang kanilang mga plano.
At suriin ang mga proyektong kanilang isinusulong.
pahalagahan, bigyang dangal, at ipaglaban ang boto.
Huwag magpabayad sa sino mang kandidato.
Tumulong sa pagpapalaganap ng katotohanan.
At huwag magkakalat ng fake news.
Ang GMA News and Public Affairs sa pagbabalita ngayong eleksyon, mananatiling totoo.
Walang takot na ihahayag ang mga problema ng lipunan para mamulat ng mga kandidato at botante sa totoong kalagayan ng bayan.
Ang mga ibabalita, walang itatago. Lahat dadaan sa masusing pagsisiyasat. Lahat ng panig, pakikinggan at bibigyang boses.
Totoong pagbabantay ang gagawin. Susuriin ang mga plataforma at posisyon ng mga kandidato sa iba't ibang issue.
Para magabayan ang mga Pilipino sa paggawa ng desisyong mahalaga sa ating kinabukasan.
Ang ating pagbabalita, noon at higit pa sa ngayon, walang kikilingan, walang poprotektahan, walang kasinungalingan.
Ngayong eleksyon 2022, ang mga kandidato, ang mga botante, at ang pagbabalitang gagabay sa bawat Pilipino, lahat tayo, dapat totoo.
Dapat totoo. The GMA News and Public Affairs Election 2022 Advocacy.
Ikinararangal ko pong ihandog sa inyo ang GMA News and Public Affairs Advocacy para sa eleksyon 2022 para sa patas at matalinong desisyon sa mga susunod nating iluluklok sa pwesto. Ako po ang inyong kapuso, Mike Enriquez. Ngayong eleksyon 2022, ang buong sambayanang Pilipino dapat totoo.
Noong eleksyon 2019, ang ating panawagan at panata, pusuan ang totoo. Kaya lumibot tayo sa iba't ibang panig ng bansa para ipakilala at isulong ang mga katangian ng kandidatong totoo.
Pusuan ang totoo!
Ngayong eleksyon 2022 sa harap ng hamon na ibangon ang ating bayan, lahat tayo, ang mga kandidato, ang mga botante, at ang pagbabalitang gagabay sa bayan, dapat totoo.
Ang mga tatakbo, dapat totoo.
Totoong may paninindigan para sa tama. Dapat patapat, hindi magnanakaw o tiwali.
Totoong may plataporma at konkretong solusyon sa mga isyong dapat tugunan.
Magpapakatotoo sa kanilang mandato at totoo ang hangad na makapaglingkod.
Hindi personal na kapakanan ang itataguyod.
at dahil nasa atin ang responsibilidad,
na iboto ang karapat-dapat na kandidato,
ang paninindigan ng mga botanteng Pilipino.
dapat totoo. Magsaliksik tungkol sa kandidatong susuportahan. Alamin ang kanilang track record.
At huwag basta maniwala.
Sa sabi ng iba o ng mga tumatakbo.
Himayin ang kanilang mga plano.
At suriin ang mga proyektong kanilang isinusulong.
pahalagahan, bigyang dangal, at ipaglaban ang boto.
Huwag magpabayad sa sino mang kandidato.
Tumulong sa pagpapalaganap ng katotohanan.
at huwag magkakalat ng fake news.
Ang GMA News and Public Affairs sa pagbabalita ngayong eleksyon, mananatiling totoo.
Walang takot na ihahayag ang mga problema ng lipunan para mamulat ng mga kandidato at botante sa totoong kalagayan ng bayan.
Ang mga ibabalita, walang itatago. Lahat dadaan sa masusing pagsisiyasat. Lahat ng panig, pakikinggan at bibigyang boses.
Totoong pagbabantay ang gagawin. Susuriin ang mga plataforma at posisyon ng mga kandidato sa iba't ibang issue.
Para magabayan ang mga Pilipino sa paggawa ng desisyong mahalaga sa ating kinabukasan.
Ang ating pagbabalita, noon at higit pa sa ngayon, walang kikilingan, walang poprotektahan, walang kasinungalingan.
Ngayong eleksyon 2022, ang mga kandidato, ang mga botante at ang pagbabalitang gagabay sa bawat Pilipino. Lahat tayo dapat totoo.
Dapat totoo. The GMA News and Public Affairs. Eleksyon 2022 Advocacy.
Iba-iba tayong mga Pilipino. Magkakaiba tayo ng pinanggalingan.
Matatagpuan tayo saan man sa mundo.
Magkakaiba tayo ng estado sa buhay.
Magkakaiba tayo ng salita.
At kulay sa politika.
Pero magkakatulad ang pangarap natin.
Para sa Pilipinas.
At sa bawat Pilipino, disente at ligtas na buhay.
At magandang kinabukasan.
Nasa ating lahat ang responsibilidad.
Sa bawat kandidato.
Sa bawat botante,
At sa mga tagapagbalitang gagabay sa desisyon ng mamamayan.
Para makamit ang pangarap ng ating minamahal na bayan.
Kaya ngayong eleksyon, maging tapat, mapanuri at patas.
Sa isip, sa salita at sa gawa.
Lahat tayo.
Dapat
Cardinals. For JM Calma, ako po si Anton Rojas, mga kapuso. And we'll see you all again next time sa Game On!
I'm AJ Benson. I'm 25 years old. I'm 6'4". I play the forward/guard position for the CSB Blazers. It's a privilege to do that for my brother/Pinsan, Justin Guteng. You're gonna see all our work that we put in, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Warren Bonifacio, 23 years old, 6'4", forward from the Mapua Cardinals. Taga San Simon, Pampanga. Bonnie lang yung tawag sa akin, Bonnie. Bukod sa basketball, habis ko yung paglalaro ng computer games, Tapos yun, yung pag-programming dahil computer engineering ako. Kaya yun, naging habits ko na yun.
Hi, I'm J.O. Bohot, 25 years old, 6'7", position, power forward. Nanggaling ako sa New Bataan, Davao de Oro at doon ako natuto mag-basketball. Tinatawag nila akong Yoy. Di ko din alam ba't yung binabansag nila sa akin.
My name is Kenneth Villocando from Tondo, forward 6'2". Bago mag-start yung pandemic, nag-online training na kami. Hindi kami na inaan ng loob para mag-give up hanggang sa matuloy-tuloy itong NCAA.
Hi, I'm Fran Yu, 23 years old, 5'9", point guard from the Letran Knights. Kami yung team to beat. Dagdag motivation na rin po para mas lalo naming galingan. Huwag po sana tayong mawala ng Arriba spirit.
Hi, I'm Makuwag Gudanya, 20 years old, 5'11", shooting guard from Lyceum of the Philippines University. Nag-extra work talaga ako. Yung go-to workout ko, binalikan ko siya kung paano ako nag-work nung last season ko sa juniors.
Hi, I'm Marvin Taiwan, 25 years old, 5'8", point guard from the EAC Generals. Nakakatuwa, pinili ako ni coach na captain ball, kaya kailangan kong gampanan yung pagiging team captain.
It's Friday, game day at nagpapatuloy ang umaatikabong aksyon dito po sa loob ng St. Benil Gym. In the Sal Green Hills, we are still at the center of Metro Manila in Mandaluyong City. It's also April 1st, but we are not fooling anybody with our basketball action here in the NCAA Season 97 Stronger Together. Buo ang puso. You guys are seeing our beautiful venue here. We started the day with an intense matchup between the Stags and the Altas, with the Stags getting their first win of the season, 63-58, behind the amazing performance of Romel Calahat, 17-8-4. And that brings us to our second game today, the one that will complete our work week and our Friday doubleheader today. It is going to be a team that's looking for their first victory of the season, the JRU Heavy Bombers facing the Mapua University Cardinals. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, mga kapuso. You guys are catching all of the action right now live on GTV. Nandito rin kami sa gmanetwork.com, on YouTube, on Facebook. Nandyan din tayo worldwide on GMA Pinoy TV. This is Martin Javier, and I'm happy to be at your service on a Friday, on an April Fool's Day. And I'm also working alongside Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio here in the broadcast, and also completing the broadcast team. We are 4 in the panel today. So dalawang courtside reporters po isasali sa atin. Unahin na natin ang magre-report mula sa JRU side. Nandyan si Bailey's Akot. And on the other side of the fence, you got a girl reporting for the Mapua Cardinals. Nandyan si Ann Gabriel. Bailey's Ann. Well, we can't wait to hear your reports later on in the game. Pero Coach Hammer, this is going to be a great matchup between two very young teams here in the NCAA. And so far, yung pinanggalingan natin, intense game, panigurado ito rin panapos ng ating work week.
I'll be a fool if I don't believe what you just said. Dahil both teams, Mapua coming from a come from behind win on their first game day, and JRU naman, they're looking to not fire blanks today because they were shooting bricks when they played their first game.
Oh, hindi nag-hesitate dun si Coach Hammer dun sa analysis niya with JRU.
Naman, yun lang naman yung masasabi mo. Talagang lahat ng pinukol nila.
Ayan, nagmintes. Ayan, correct. Pero ito, Coach Hammer, very early in the season. Ito muna yung ating team standings.
Of course, preseason favorite, the Letran Knights, reigning defending champions natin with a 2-0 clip. San Beda, the runners-up from season 95 with a 2-0. Mapua, who would be playing today is 1-0. All of the teams are joined there. Perpetual, who lost kanina, CSB, AU, and San Sebastian, all with 1-1. Naghahanap pa ng unang panalo, JRU, EAC, and LPU.
Dahil maaga pa yung season natin, wala pang clear picture po na nabubuo dyan sa team standings natin. But that will change in the coming week. That is next week po dito sa ating broadcast on GTV. Pero pag-usapan na natin ang magkabilang panig, Coach Hammer. Unahin na natin ang side ni Coach Louie Gonzalez and the rest of the JRU Heavy Bombers. They lost their first game of the season and they lost big.
Simpleng-simple lang to. They lost big. 77-56. Titignan nyo pa lang yung graphic. Effort is there. 30 offensive rebounds. That ties a record, if I'm not mistaken, in the NCAA since we kept stats with our coverages. Turnovers, they forced more turnovers kontra sa Perpetual Hub Altas, but they were not able to capitalize on it. 9 points lang compared to the 17 of the Altas. Big stat. 84 field goal attempts, making just 20 under 25% field goal shooting, and they even had more free throws. They were plus 21, but they only made 30 free throws, Martin. Lagi nating sinasabi, you want to have that long-term investment in the end game. You make your free throws, makakatulong yan para maitawid ang panalo.
It was a tough day from the field para dito sa JRU. Yun yung ginawa mo na lahat Lahat naman tama, pero hindi mo lang talaga na ipapasok yung mga tira mo. You're getting, quality shots, good shots, but again, nothing was clicking for JRU from the field. Pero ito, eye-opener para sa kanila, could be a revelation for Coach Louie Gonzalez, one of the young guys on this team. Jason Celis was in double figures in that game.
Great body, no conscience. Jason Celis had 24 shot attempts, 11 from the three-point area, but a very bad field goal shooting. 4 out of 24. Hindi po typo yan. 4 out of 24. Grabe yung kanyang field goal shooting. But, of course, shoot. Yeah. And they would bounce back. He scored 11.6 rebounds and 3 steals. He is a designated gunner. When you call a guy a gunner, they would keep on shooting. So we're expecting Jason Celis to pick up his field goal shooting and maybe, just maybe, still get the quality looks that he had gotten in the first game and knock down some shots.
Well, when you take 24 shots in a game, you should be a gunner on your team.
And you should be prepared to ice that shoulder because that's a lot of field goals.
That's right, Coach Hammer. Ayan na po, ang JRU Heavy Bombers nanggaling sa talo. Pero yung makakalaban nila, the Mapua Cardinals, galing naman po sa pagkakapanalo sa kanilang unang laban. Pag-uusapan po natin ang side ni Coach Randy Alcantara sa pagbabalik ng NCAA Season 97.
It's always nice to see fresh faces starting out in the industry and accompanying them on their journey as they grow to be broadcast professionals. Let's get to know our two guests whose dreams have just come true as they are chosen to be part of the 13 NCAA Courtside reporters for season 97. On Chatbox, here are Avia Zunic and Eden Hernandez.
Woo!
Hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
Good.
First off, we want to congratulate you for getting selected out of hundreds to audition for Courtside Reporters.
Thank you.
Feelings first, because you've been through a lot since that that confirmation, that announcement up to here. Dami niyo nang dumaan. Feelings about being Courtside Reporter for the NCAA. So let's start with Avia.
For me, this is also overwhelming. Talagang nakakapanibago, going to the studio, shooting, our workshop and all that. So we still need to get used to it.
Kinakabahan ba kayo? Hindi naman. Back inside the St. Benil Gym here in LaSalle, Green Hills, nagpapatuloy po ang ating pre-game coverage of your NCAA Season 97. Stronger Together, buo ang puso. At tapos na tayong pag-usapan ang Jose Rizal University, ang kanilang makakalaban, ang team from Intramuros, the Mapua University Cardinals. Ito naman, opposite ang naging resulta sa kanilang opening game of the season because they were in a battle against EAC in that particular game, but they came out on top. You are seeing the final score right now, 73-67, but they ended the game, Coach Hammer. I want to note this. Last 7 minutes of the game, 22-7 run.
Exactly. That plus 15 in the end game. Last 7 minutes, they were able to control the tempo of that ball game. Carl Bryan lockup, controlling the offense when Renz Nokum was having cramps. Warren Bonifacio, splendid on both sides of the paint, controlling and manning that shaded area. So nakita natin that they were able to execute. It all boils down to execution because against AAC had the upper hand when it comes to tempo in the first half. Nakakatakbo sila and they were able to engage their offense early. But nung nag-clamp down na at nag-adjust si Coach Randy Alcantara in the fourth quarter, doon nagkaalaman.
It was a character game right away, showing their resilience in the end game. Yun po yung pinakita ng Mapua Cardinals against the EAC Generals, who is also a very tough team here in the league. But that guy had a career game, Coach Hammer. Renz Nokum, 20 points. I don't think anybody expected him to produce that much in his very first game this season, 97.
If somebody expected it, it would have been his high school coach, Coach Randy Alcantara, who is now, incidentally, his college coach. 20 points, that's an NCAA career high for him. 5 boards, a steal, and a block. A lot of those points came in the first half. Pagpasok ng third quarter, medyo pinulikat na itong si Renz Nokum. But you gotta give credit where credit is due. He was the guy that kept them in striking distance against EAC, especially when EAC was making a run in the first half.
Right. Renz Nokum, 20 points across his name, looking for a better follow-up performance. 20 points na, pero syempre, mas gusto pa niyang higitan yan against the JRU Heavy Bombers today. Yan po, yung dalawang teams natin na maglalaban ngayon. We got the JRU Heavy Bombers facing the Mapua Cardinals in our second game dito po sa ating Friday doubleheader. Pagbalik natin, kikilalanin natin ang magsisimula sa magkabilang panig.
Hi, I'm AJ Benson. I'm 25 years old. I'm 6'4". I play the forward/guard position for the CSB Blazers. It's a privilege to do that for my brother/Pinsan, Justin Gutang. You're gonna see all our work that we put in, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Warren Bonifacio, 23 years old, 6'4", forward from the Mapua Cardinals. Taga San Simon, Pampanga. Bonnie lang yung tawag saan, Bonnie. Bukod sa basketball, habis ko yung paglalaro ng computer games. Tapos yun, yung pag-programming dahil computer engineering ako. Kaya yun, naging habis ko na yun.
Hi, I'm J.O. Ambohot, 25 years old, 6'7", position, power forward. Nanggaling ako sa New Bataan, Davao de Oro, at doon ako natuto mag-basketball.
This is season 97 of the NCAA Stronger Together Buo ang Puso. Live locally on GTV and internationally on GMA Pinoy TV and GMA News International. Let's meet the starters for the JRU Heavy Bombers. At guard, number 2, John De Los Santos. At guard, number 6, Jason Celis. Center number 25, RJ Arena. At forward number 3, Errol Bongay. And at the other forward, number 12, Marwin Jonicio. Head coach for JRU is Luis Gonzalez. Now here are the starters for Mapua University Cardinals. At point guard number 7, Jeric Pidol. At shooting guard number 10, Adrian Noku. At center number 4, Warren Bonifacio.
Back to the broadcast. Kasalukuyan pong ina-announce ang starting unit mula sa Mapua Cardinals. Ito yung dalawang magkikiskisan, Coach Hammer, sa panimula ng ating laban.
Same starters para sa Mapua when they started their season. Nokum, Pido at the backcourt, Bonifacio, Gamboa, Hernandez on the front court.
This is a great matchup of young guys featured in the starting units sa JRU Heavy Bombers and Mapua Cardinals. Ball is up and we are ready to go in our second game today April 1st, Friday doubleheader dito sa inyong NCAA Season 97 Men's Basketball Tournament. And off the bat, that's a fantastic play to begin the game. Nokum on the receiving end.
That's another way to attack that help side defense coming from the weak side, going backdoor. Nakita natin ilang beses nila ginawa yan during their first game against EAC. Beautiful pass there, bounce pass, good read. One step, then go to the baseline itong si Renz Nokum.
A crisp execution rather to begin this game for the Mapua Cardinals. Let's see how JRU will respond. Again, did not shoot very well from the field in their first game against Perpetual. Only, if I'm not mistaken, only 23%. Coach Hammer, under 25 you mentioned kanina sa ating pregame. Nokum, dumive dun sa ating board sa sidelines. So 2-0 to begin this game. Heavy Bombers looking to start off fast. For a change, Bonifacio corrals it. And here comes Arvin Gamboa. Oh, the big, putting it on the floor. Wow. Follow-up, wala pa rin para kay Nokum, but you like the activity from Mapua. And the Cardinals will get it back. Paulo Hernandez will set the table here for the red shirts. Oh, Hernandez firing. That was well contested. And yung follow-up, wala pa rin. Supal sa ilalim. And ball staying on that side of the court.
Unat din tong si Bonggay, no? Pag nagkakabanggaan sa ilalim.
Holding his own that time against Arvin Gamboa. So 14 to work with. And the Cardinals again showing some maturity because they were 9-9 in season 95. Bonifacio, that's a knockout play para sa Mapua.
That's communication on that. Very basic play, diver, splits it on the middle, hindi nag-communicate yung tao sa gitna. Basic na basic to, Martin. No? Yung screener, da-dive si Gamboa eh. Gusto lang create ng space ni Warren Bonifacio, but caught the defense sleeping, di naglagay ng body on that lane, so it was an easy entry pass.
And Warren Bonifacio, who is now a vet in the league. Diba, nung season 95, one of the young guns pa yan.
Pero 2 taon kasing nahinog din talaga.
Correct. But a prized big guy mula sa Malayan Red Robins program ni Coach Randy rin. Tuhod nito ni Nokum. Meron siyang cut doon sa kanyang left knee.
Scrape lang naman yan.
So
tumama dun sa ad board natin when he dove for that basketball.
So the medics will attend to his wound. But a change of personnel first. Si Lakap ang kapalitan dito ni Nokum. Again, the guy that kept Mapua in step of EAC when EAC was starting to hum and find their rhythm in their first game.
Actually, when Paulo Hernandez nagpulikat na, when he got cramps, it was Lakap really handling that basketball and initiating the offense in those 7 minutes that they made a run.
That's right. Again, that's a big run, 22-7 to end the game. Kasi under 7 minutes, down by 9 sila, 60-51.
And ang tagal bago nakakuha ng field goal.
Yan. Easy. And just ulit yung tres doon ni Marwin Junicio. JRU still unable to buy a basket. And they will put on the pressure on the backcourt, talking about the Heavy Bombers. So far, a slow-paced first quarter. That's what we're seeing here. But we expect that to change. Once we are 2 minutes, 3 minutes in, that's going to be a travel on Hernandez.
Nagdalawang isip, nagtatlong isip. Hindi alam ko ipapasa, titira o atake. But how about that luxury of having Arvin Gamboa run your offense?
Right.
And he was the point of attack in a lot of possessions.
Celis, one of the tallest guys on the floor yan, si Arvin Gamboa.
6'5". 6'5", din.
Now, while they are calling this foul, puntahan natin ang JRU side nandyan, si Baileys Akot. Baileys?
Hammer, I've had the chance to talk to the JRU Heavy Bombers team captain Ryan Aranyal. At na-mention sa akin ni Ryan, that last game, their loss, what led to their loss was their first game jitters. Grabe daw ang kanilang gigil. Wala daw problema sa depensa, walang problema sa opensa, pero hindi naman sila nagkakanya-kanya. They were following their system, but they missed so many open shots as what Coach Hammer may have mentioned. They did get collected 30 offensive rebounds. Now coming into this game, the coaching staff expects them that they continue to run the break and that they continue to run the system, but they also, the coaching staff rather, are expecting them that na malabas daw na lang kanilang laro. Back to you, Martin.
Maraming salamat, Baileys. And again, that's been the main problem for JRU as Jonicio scores their first 2 points of the game. They did everything right. They, had a big plus in the offensive rebound category. Pero wala talagang pumapasok. And,
pag ganun karami minintis mo, dapat ganun din karami offensive rebounds mo.
Tama, oo.
Tayo minintis 64 shots.
Yeah, it was a tough day again from the field for the Heavy Bombers.
Hindi lang from the field. Missed 17 free throws.
At the free throw line as well.
And knowing how detailed Coach Luis Gonzalez is, definitely went through the film. Ang niloloko nga siya, Coach, hindi na problema ng coaching yung pag-shoot Nanduro na sila sa posisyon para shumut. And it's the player's responsibility na to really answer to that call.
That's right. Pero sa Mapua side naman, iba yung storya. At speaking of Mapua, puntahan natin ngayon si Ann Gabriel. Ann?
Martin, Coach Hammer, kakagaling nga lang ng Mapua Cardinals sa kanilang kauna-unahang panalo. Last Sunday lang yan versus the AAC Generals. And of course, very proud si Coach Randy Alcantara sa kanyang mga players. Ganun pa man, hindi natatapos ang kanilang laban sa iisang game lamang. Kaya naman kinabukasan ay nag-isip agad sila ng mga adjustments na pwede lang gawin coming into this game. At ilan nga dyan ay he expects his players to have better defense, better chemistry, and better connection sa loob ng court. At ang mga players natin ako sobrang tuwa dahil bukod nga sa nanalo sila ay magdidikta daw ito ng momentum sa kanila throughout this season. Kaya naman tingnan natin kung ano magiging epekto ng unang panalo na ito sa kanilang ikalawang laban versus the JRU Heavy Bombers. Are you also excited to find out, Martin, Coach Hammer?
Yes, we are very excited, Ann, and it's looking good so far for the Mapua Cardinals. Again, this is a team and a set of players that have been playing together for about 2-3 years under Coach Randy Alcantara. Karamihan dyan ang galing pa sa kanyang high school program. So ang expectation this year is that they will get over the hump and fight for a Final Four spot.
Easily. 5-6 years together itong mga batang to, including the pandemic years.
Right.
So, sa seniors pa lang yun.
Yung juniors.
Yung juniors, bigyan mo ng 2 taon dun. So the familiarity is there, the continuity is also there.
They are showing some grit on the defensive end as well as they force another miss of JRU. Mapua on the attack again, almost halfway done here. Under 6 minutes remaining sa ating first quarter. Lob inside para kay Noku, masyadong mataas, galing kay Paolo Hernandez. We got a timeout on the floor. So 5-point lead held by the Cardinals in this juncture.
It's the second year of the NCAA GMA partnership, so that means our coverage team is also expanding. This season, we'll be introducing 13 fresh faces that are going to be reporting from the sidelines of the coming games. Today, we'll get to know 3 of them. Kasama natin ngayon sa chat box sila Sofia Rodelas, Baileys Acot, at Chantal Laude.
Yay! Hello, guys. Back to the coverage, still in the first quarter of this matchup between the Heavy Bombers and the Cardinals. 7-2 start for the Cardinals here. JRU still trying to find their rhythm. Una lang 2 puntos nanggaling kanina kay Marwin Jonicio. They're 1 out of 6 to begin this game. Celis natapikan. This is Jonicio using that screen. Pull-up jumper is off to the left for Marwin.
Ando dun yung mga tira. But it's a difficult shot. They can't engage their offense. napupunta sa ISO eh.
Even with the screen there, well contested yung tirang yon. Sa kabila naman, si Brian Lakap knocking down their first triple of the game.
Confidence still there for Brian Lakap. Just one ball swing.
10-2 now is the count. And this is another tough start for JRU. Outlet pass here, touchdown sa kabila. Para dito kay Toby Agustin.
One of the more athletic big guys ng Mapua. Shifting 3 and 4 ang nilalaro nito ni Agustin. In spurts, he can play that 4 position, but he's undersized, but very energetic.
That's his first 2 points off the ball game. An offensive foul here, if I'm not mistaken, on Ronnie Aguilar. Yeah. It's gonna be on Aguilar. And 3 players off the bench para dito sa JRU. So early on, Coach Hammer mixing up itong si Coach Louie Gonzalez, trying to find the right combination on the court.
And knowing him, ano yung malaking nawala sa JRU, sa totoo lang, yung mga tune-up games eh. Kasi kita mo gigil na gigil, wala yung timing, di maka-adjust pa. So parang this is the first time that they have played again against other people. So nagugulat eh. Kasi bata yung squad eh, hindi tulad ng mga karamihan ng schools that they were exposed in the pro levels during the pandemic.
Sanayan, may reps, kumbaga, against other players, other teams, more mature players even, for some of them. Si Toby Agustin kakapasok lang kanina, 5 putos agad-agad off the bench. Agbong, face-up J. Again, 0 ball movement that time for JRU. Aguilar, unable to put it back. And si Gonzalez.
Again, offensive rebounding. With the amount of shots that you are missing, you should be crashing the backboards.
That time they had 2. Back up for 3, that's from straight away.
Step in 3-pointer. No conscience, Carl Brian Lakap.
2 3-pointers in the first for Lakap. JRU. Inuunti-unti na dito ng Mapua. Gonzalez will facilitate. Aguilar backing down. Aguilar puts it up and in.
Finally, providing that scoring punch off the bench. Aguilar, kanina pa kumukuha ng shot attempts. And he was the starter in season 95.
That's right. Marami nga siyang papad nun si Ronnie Aguilar a couple of years ago. Lakap, who just needed 2 3-pointers. Iisa pa. But there was a whistle first.
Pinarga daw yung ball.
Dribbling violation ang tinawag dito kaya Brian Lakap. Ferdy Asuncion is in the game, replacing Arvin Gamboa for Mapua.
So itong tempo na to, pabor na pabor sa Mapua. Yung hindi rumarat, tatakbo lang on opportunity. But for the most part, setting it up half-court, play half-court defense, Randy Alcantara style, and then on-call, Pepres.
That's why they are up right now.
Ganito nag-champion yung juniors eh. Tapos sobrang talented pa ng team.
Correct.
Nakaramihan nandito.
Nandito sa programa to. Ito, si JL De Los Santos able to score on the other side. Much needed basket para dito sa JRU. De Los Santos, by the way, was the leading scorer of the Heavy Bombers in their previous one with 17 points and 6 boards. Here's Noku. Speaking of leading scorers in their previous game, Gonzalez gets it. Here's the outlet. JL, gustong follow-up.
Oh! Cookies!
Agaw neto nila.
Huli! Wow! Nuhanan ng pang-merienda, harap-harapan. Sakto yung sundot, pababa eh.
That's great defense coming from Lakap to prevent.
Again, strip mechanics, no? Left hand to the right hand. Putting your shoulder on the hip of the defender. Kasi pag di mo siya tinamaan, hindi yun foul. So mapapahinto talaga yung atake.
Here's Agbong out of control that time. Another turnover for JRU. A minute and 53 left in our first quarter. The Cardinals looking good so far.
NCAA family. Kaya naman sa puntong ito, kilalanin natin ang dalawa pang bagong courtside reporters na napili para sa Season 97 dito sa Chatbox. Kasama natin si Lance Santiago at Aya De Quiroz.
Hey!
Hi!
Hey! Gusto mo yung hi?
Hi!
Hey!
Taas ng energy daw.
Taas ng energy. Hello, Aya. Hello, Lance. And welcome to the NCAA family and GMA. Kamusta? Kamusta yung feelings natin? Let's go to Aya first kasi you are a returning courtside reporter sa NCAA. You spent the season here. If I'm not mistaken, that was season 94.
94.
94. So, how do you feel to be chosen again and to be back?
I'm extremely grateful that I'm back. I'm supposed to be a season or 2 seasons more knowledgeable, right? And it feels great to work with you again and with everybody else. So I'm very excited, but I know it's big shoes to fill, and I promise that I will be coming much more prepared this season.
Oh, it's a guarantee.
Grabe, may testimony.
It's an Aya guarantee. Okay. Okay.
Pero going to season 94, I know that is a special season for you too because you tried to be a courtside reporter back then. Is that
Kasabay
right?
nila, di ba?
Magkasabay ba sila?
Pag nag-start na raw yung NCAA, yung kanyang pandemic haircut, babalik niya siya sa clean cut. But of course, always nice to see Coach Paul, Coach Dax, and all the man-com here. Kasi pagtingin ko sa kanila, coach pa rin during my time. And
Right.
And Sir Paul has been with the program and really building that DNA for the longest time.
Yeah. Gusto daw ni, parang ano na nasanay na si Sir Paul
Bagets
Bumagay na
Bagets
Bagets look.
Jeprox.
Agbong scoring from downtown. First 3-point make para dito sa JRU.
Stocky, small forward, can shift to the floor, multifaceted, can shoot from the outside. Had good looks nung nakaraan nilang laro. And was hustling underneath the basket. Trabe niya, rebound siya na po.
Si Agbong,
At pass.
Waki Garcia, naabangan yung pasa doon. Ball will be tapped going out. So ball will go back to Mapua. Sir Melchor Divina, mula naman sa side ng Mapua. Mancom representative, of course. In attendance here, looking for their second win of the season. They have a very promising squad going into this year. Here's the lob up top. Corner shot, wala. Rebound snatched away here by JRU. Here's Jay at De Los Santos starting the break. De Los Santos, the pass is well stolen away. On the other side, we go back and forth. Mapua, ito naman, medyo nagsastruggle sila dito. Coach Hammer.
Aguilar with 5 boards, if I'm not mistaken. In this first quarter.
If you're
that was his fourth
rebound. Very active here so far. Sir Boying Bukiron on your screens right now. Yan, parte ng NCAA community and family and the leadership here in the NCAA. 11-18 ang ating talaan ngayon. Arenal backing down. Oh, that is deflected by Mercado. Balik kay Arenal dito pero umapak siya sa gilid.
Habang busy yung elbow area, as we see Commissioner Bai Cristobal, multi-titled NCAA head coach, and somebody you don't want to argue the rules with.
Of course.
Dami ko na kinuhang notes sa kanya after last game. I was asking questions about some stuff. But going back to that play, triple screen, slip yung unang screener. They wanted to hit that pass. But hands in talaga yung execution is, nakikita mo nandun sa spots.
Hernandez overshooting the mark. And that's going to be it for the first 10 minutes of action in our second game. Bit of struggle here and there mula sa ating magkabilang panig. But let's take a look at some of the highlights here first. Coach Hammer, nakadalawang tres yan. Silakap.
Sila masasabi ko, kumpiyansa. Bumbo, Batang Valenzuela, kumpiyansa.
But JRU at the end of the first quarter, they were able to put up a mini run to pull to within 7 here in our game. Pero abante pa rin ang Mapua 11-18 going into the second frame.
Hi, I'm AJ Benson. I'm 25 years old. I'm 6'4". I play the forward/guard position for the CSB Blazers. it's a privilege to do that for my brother slash pinsan, Justin Gutang. You're gonna see all our work that we put in, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Warren Bonifacio, 23 years old, 6'4", forward from the Mapua Cardinals. Taga San Simon, Pampanga. Boni lang yung tawag sa akin, Boni. Bukod sa basketball, habis ko yung paglalaro ng computer games. Tapos yun, yung pag-programming dahil computer engineering ako. Kaya yun, naging habis ko na yun.
Hi, I'm JRU Bohot, 25 years old, 6'7".
Ball game, we are still here inside the St. Benil Gym in LaSalle Green Hills in Mandaluyong City. Happy Friday, everybody. April 1st, we welcome the month of April. But a couple of games here, kanina nanalo ang San Sebastian kontra sa Perpetual. Matinding laban yung 63-58. Ito, JRU, Mapua
minute and
naglaban.
30 nagkatalo eh. 6-0 run in the end game.
By Baste.
Oo.
Yun talaga, pero halos nag-uunahan yun.
Pitpitan talaga yung laban.
Seesaw battle yun all throughout. Ito si Arenal, another offensive rebound for the Heavy Bombers here. This time, converted plus the foul by Arenal.
Yung mga ganyang plays, Martin, it's all about effort eh. Getting offensive rebounds, setting screens, playing that help side. You got to love guys, especially Ryan Arenal. Look at this guy. He was a little bit on the softer side when he played season 95. Yun, mama na, kumaba na rin. Naging siksik yung katawan.
Mas nasanay na rin, syempre, sa laruan natin dito sa NC. Marwin Junicio on your screen scored the first 2 points for JRU. But the Heavy Bombers, you know, they're knocking on the door here, taking advantage of the struggles of Mapua at the end of the first quarter natin, papunta dito sa ating second frame. Nokum now. Oh!
Good move.
Just inside the arc, too strong on the shot. Here's Gamboa snatching the rebound away. Nakapunta naman ngayon kay Arenal. Here comes JL De Los Santos. De Los Santos. Strong move, just wild on the shot.
Yun yung next level eh. Now, JRU is surprised. You know why? They're stronger than the guys that they're playing. But with strength, you need to be able to control it. So, kaya mo makipagbanggaan in that sequence. JL dati pag nababangga, medyo nadadapa pa to eh. Naalala mo, galing high school na like Bombers eh, nadadapa pa. Medyo awkward. Pero ngayon, when he takes contact, kadalasan tumatalbog na yung mga bantay niya. Nakita natin yun during the first game eh.
Dahil humulman na rin to.
Oo, lumaki. 2 taon, na laking bagay yun.
Nokum still unable to buy a basket.
Pero di naman Mr. Philippines yung laro dito eh. Basketball eh.
Here's the separation by Agbong. Naagaw ni Waki Garcia ahead to Pido. Pido for the touchdown.
So this backcourt ng mix ni Coach Randy Alcantara is a lot like multifaceted. Wala silang legit point guard that would run the offense. Even Waki Garcia, hindi naman siya legit point guard eh. But as long as they can engage that offense, dito nga si Arvin Gamboa nagpo-point guard at si Paulo Hernandez.
Very fluid offense being displayed by Mapua.
Good box out.
That's a rebound from Bonifacio. Garcia now will go to Pedo. By the way, Mapua is back to their starting unit here. Gamboa going to Garcia. They go to Pido. Bonifacio providing the screen. Kantang hanap sa ilalim. And that's a 2+1 special for Arvin Gamboa.
Very subtle movement. Not using the screen. Kids, maganda makita tong play na to ha. Yung pag-pivot, using your pivot foot as we see this fast break from Jeric Pido. But the play after this, when he was engaging that offense, yung footwork, and then not forcing dahil nabasa niyan dumating yung defender na tutulong, nakasil sa ilalim si Arvin Gamboa and a pinpoint bounce pass to reward your big guy who is working on the weak side.
That's right. And again, things opening up here for Coach Randy Alcantara. Very strict yung kanyang...
Dali ng basketball pagka ganun. Di mo kailangan puwersahin na si-slip lang yung big man mo nandun. Mas malaki kesa sa bantay. Gamitin mo lang yung talino. Bigay mo lang sa kanya.
That's a sign, Coach Hammer, that your team is on the same page.
Oo, totoo.
Yan. Gonzalez. Over 2 minutes gone sa ating second quarter. Yung maabante na ulit. Itong Mapua ng malaki. Arenal. 4 seconds to work with. Malayong ano yan. Teardrop yun.
Sumabit din sa kamay ni Warren Bonifacio. Bagyang bagya.
Starting the break. Nokub, nakakagawan dito. Natapikan ni Celis. Celis will be fouled. Duty foul given up there by Waki Garcia.
Active hands for both teams, forcing turnovers. Warren Bonifacio right there, standing tall and just raising his arm. For shot, hindi mo alam kung floater, pero tumama din kasi sa fingertips ni Warren Bonifacio.
So, Junco is in the ball game now for JRU. So, ang magpo-point guard sa kanila, or ang backcourt nila, ang palitan dyan, si Celis tsaka si Gonzalez now. Si Glenn Gonzalez to. So Celis will start the offense for the Heavy Bombers. Arenal going to Gonzalez. There's the screen provided by, was that Agbong? Yes. There's the post up. Celis nakapunta sa ilalim. Wala. Battle for the board. It goes to Junco. Junco couldn't get the cleanup. Isa pa ba para sa JRU? Arenal gets it. Arenal is hounded. Bonifacio finally securing the board for Mapua.
Kailangan duguin para makakuha ng basket. A lot of point-blank shots pero sobrang sikip. Andun din yung depensa ng Mapua.
Garcia.
Good extra pass.
Pero may mas open pa sa ilalim. Bonifacio back to Pido to the corner. Paikse yung kanyang tres. Ngayon naman pumunta tayo sa Mapua side of things with Ann Gabriel. Ann?
Yes, Martin, so far nga nagpapamalas ng galing ang ating Mapua Cardinals. Hindi lamang ang ating mga veteran players, pati na rin ang ating mga rookies na nagpakilala dito sa Season 97. At isa na nga dyan, ang ating naging best player of the game na si Brian Lacap. Alam mo, nakwento nga niya sa akin, pagkarinig daw niya ng buzzer, pagkabulong sa kanya, ikaw, ang best player ay sobrang tuwa niya at iniaalay agad ito sa Diyos at sa kanyang pamilya. And fun fact about him, no, before games, ang ginagawa daw niya ay nagme-meditate ng ilang minuto tapos nakikinig sa Adele songs. Medyo kakaiba, ganun pa man. Mukhang very effective dahil siya nga ang ating naging best player of the game. Pero of course, coming to this game, his mindset is just to become more aggressive and more vocal to his teammates. So expect a more aggressive and more energetic Brian Lacap dito sa game natin today. Martin, Coach Hammer?
Thank you so much, and that's a good soulful ritual for Brian Lacap. Starting off meditation. Ako nag-meditate ako every day. You know, really clears the mind before I start my day. Adele eh. Heartbreaker songs. But, you know, whatever gets you going, it gives you inspiration.
Best player eh.
It worked for him.
Field goals inside the paint. 2-point field goals to. 3 out of 12 for JRU. 5 out of 11, if I'm not mistaken, on that graphic para sa Mapua.
So far it is Mapua getting the upper hand on that stat. Pero nakapunto sa kabila ang JRU. So this is a 7-point lead for Mapua. Pido.
Good ball po.
Naaagawan sa likod. Here's the outlet. Celis unable to score. And Hernandez gets it.
Hirap din na angulo. Tsaka sobrang bilis ni Jason Celis.
Hernandez.
4-3! Yun lang, 5-point swing yun. Instead of scoring a 2, opponent scores a 3. Bigat yun. Pampalaki ng labang to double digits.
Paggising, pagmulat, pagiging bukas sa mga bagay na nagbibigay sa'yo ng kaba. Breathing, healing, rising, getting all your senses ablaze.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves.
Boys, to continue being more aggressive and more energetic on defense, while on offense, he urges them to attack and not to settle for jump shots, hit the bigs, hit the low posts, and to continue to run the system. Back to you, Martin.
Maraming salamat, Bailey. So far, activity-wise, I think hindi naman nagkukulang given the number of offensive rebounds they've gotten already in this game. Yun nga lang, pareho pa rin yung main problem nila. Just couldn't make shots despite some executions on the offensive end.
Pukpok ka lang ng pukpok pagka ganyan eh.
De Los Santos, pull-up J. Wala.
Hindi na naman, niran nila yung pattern. Two big guys popping out. An opposite cutter to the ball screen. Kailangan makakuha na sila ng mga spots that they could shoot. Nag-hesitate pag nandoon na eh.
Ito na naman ang Mapua, gustong dagdagan yung kanilang lamang. Pido, got in.
Good help.
Running into a double. Hernandez hoisting it. Wala. Gamboa with the offensive rebound. Gamboa, no good on the cleanup. Ito ulit ang JRU. Celis now will try to create. De Los Santos, lumapit. De Los Santos, hand time. No good. Rebound, put back. Finally, para dito kay Joshua Giab.
At the end of the day, you got to crash the boards. If I'm not mistaken, around 50 to 60% of their points came off offensive rebounds.
Second chance.
Second chance. Tsaka yung mga broken play na nagkakatapigan sa ilalim.
Hernandez.
Pag di ka talaga makashoot, yan. War of attrition ang gagawin mo eh.
It's turning out. Oh, Bonifacio. Counted plus the foul on the short stab. Foul kay Gonzalez. Bonifacio goes to the line for the N1 opportunity. Here's the shot. Meron talaga yan. Yung Warren Bonifacio, Coach Hammer.
Elbows, foul line extended, just mid-post area. Bread and butter yan ng mga big guys. Because Warren Bonifacio is a traditional big guy. We were expecting him to be a little bit more fluid. Parang Arvin Gamboa din ang laro. But he veered towards being a more traditional big guy. Na in the mold of mga Larry Rodriguez, mga guys that would post up and pass, play that role, big role player position, get rebounds, set screens, do a dirty job underneath the boards.
And it translated to his stats in their first game because he had 7 points only, but he contributed 14 rebounds and 6 times. Agaw dito. Good hands coming from Paolo Hernandez and anticipation as well. Here's the find. Bonifacio bumagsak. Napunta kay Gonzalez. Celis driving. Celis scooping it in.
Finally, Jason Celis getting a fast break. Bucket. Kanina pa nila sinusubukan yun eh. Umatake off the stop, but they were not able to capitalize on that.
And JRU within 8. With 2:53 to go in our second quarter. Paolo Hernandez against De Los Santos. 6 seconds to work with. Lakap, lalapit. Step back 3. That's off. Rebound snatched by Aguilar. Here comes JRU again. Off and running. Celis pull-up jumper. No go. Rebounded by Aguilar. Wala pa rin yung putback. Masyadong malalim yung tira doon ng Aguilar.
6 boards for Ronnie Aguilar.
And here comes Paolo Hernandez calling the play. Bonifacio face up Jay, too strong. And a foul.
Panay kiskisan sa ilalim, yung pinasok si Hungko eh. Tatong Giab. Pag pinasok yung dalawa, talagang
maangat physicality. We got a timeout on the floor. Tinawag ni Coach Randy Alcantara. 27-19 yung ating talaan.
Pagising, pagmulat, pagiging bukas sa mga bagay na nagbibigay sa'yo ng kaba. Breathing, healing, rising, getting all your senses ablaze.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes.
Back to the broadcast, and this is your NCAA Season 97 Stronger Together. Buo ang puso. Live na live tayo ngayon dito sa St. Benil Gym in LaSalle, Green Hills. Ongoing po ang ating second quarter action between the JRU Heavy Bombers and the Mapua University Cardinals. 8-point game in favor of Mapua, and they will have possession in the next one.
Both teams not shooting well.
Yeah.
Both teams not getting enough traction on their offense. 9 out of 34 for JRU. 9 out of 34. 26.5%. Sa kabila naman, 11 out of 33. Yung ganitong field goal shooting, pang Friday club, Saturday club doon na umaga eh. Yung mga uncle natin, magkakabarkada nagkikita, yung hindi nag-inside. But again, the shots are there. The shots are there. Ang nagiging problema ng mga players, gigil.
Yan.
Gigil na gigil, lalo na in the shaded area. Well, hirap din kasi, ang lalaki, nagbabanggaan.
At this point, pareho na silang gigil. Kasi nung kanina, yung Mapua, mas fluid pa yung execution nila.
Ng offense and they were hitting from the outside. But the physicality of JRU brought them here. Nabangga ng bangga.
Ito si Dionisio, pulling the trigger, back rims the shot. Nakakuha ni Giab. Another offensive board for JRU. Aguilar, bumomba sa ilalim, wala. Rebound goes to JRU again. Celis comes up with it. Celis now, open three. Celis, off to the right. Nokum finally gets the rebound, but ball will go to Dionisio. Scrappy play from both teams. Supal nung Nokum.
Huling-huli, grabe energy ng Nokum. Grabe.
Pati leaping ability, pinakita sa atin doon. The activity on the defensive end, leading this to a three-pointer from Toby Agustin. Wala. Celis now. Celis gets to his spot. Too strong. Celis gets it back. Celis, wala pa rin yung layup. Battle for the board. One more time for Celis. This time from the baseline. Finally knocking it in. Or knocking it in.
Shot attempts. Offensive rebounding. Nandun yung aggression. Di lang makashoot. Sa pang-5, pang-4, doon nakakakuha ng butas, doon nakakabuslo.
We mentioned Celis is a gunner for this team. Yun yung pinakita niya. Was 3 consecutive shots. But Toby Agustin on the other side, countering with the basket underneath.
May mga player green light, may mga player ultra green light. Yung sira yung sira yung ilaw
Tira lang. And that's gonna be a dribbling violation on the Heavy Bombers. So balik ang bola dito sa Mapua, 29-21. Let's take a look at that sequence again. Ito yung final shot ni Jason Celis finally from that short corner. But on the other side, it is a cleanup job from Toby Agustin.
7 points off the bench in this ball game. Got 5 quick ones in the first quarter.
And it is an 8-point game again for Mapua. Here is Agustin. Papunta sa ilalim. Bonifacio nakapwesto. Nakakuha yung bola. But there's gonna be a whistle.
Basic high-low play. Load the corner with the shooter. Swing it on one side. And then, the guy that you want on that bottom part, yung Cecil, babalik lang sa gitna. Simple high-low play. Yung isang big guy, kakarga lang ng monte for a ball screen pag hindi na swing. Bonifacio kontra kay Hongko, mas mahaba. So just lob it upstairs. Napakahirap na bantayan yan.
Nakapwesto na nga doon. Malalim na para dito kay Warren Bonifacio.
Baon yung seal eh. Pagkasalo, turn and shoot na lang yan. And the habits of the big guys ng Mapua is totally different. When they get that basketball underneath the basket, they just catch it and shoot. Sa JRU, pag hawak nila yung bola, parang nagmimerienda, panay ang sausaw eh. Sinasawsaw pa yung bola sa lapag. So, a lot of the help side defenders, a lot of the guys scrambling in the shaded area, nababarahan na yung free lane nila.
Nakaka-setup. Oo. Kasi may oras pag nag-dribble sila. But Bonifacio unable to convert from the line.
Assist numbers.
Yeah. This is an interesting stat.
8-0. assists pabor para sa Mapua University.
We needed to emphasize that because there's really no ball movement for JRU.
Panay ISO, calling the play 1-4, 1-4 me.
Right.
Yun yung nangyayari. Nakakapagod yan. And the work rate that they have, napakataas pa with offensive rebounding and the missed shots.
Mahirap i-sustain yan all throughout the game. Lakap on the kick out. Balik dito kay Lakap. Open look for Lakap. Too strong. Rebounded by Jonicio. Jonicio is here. He needs to heave. And Jonicio unable to make it. And that's going to be it for our first 20 minutes here inside St. Benil Gym in LaSalle Green Hills. Second game action between the Cardinals and the Heavy Bombers. Some second quarter highlights here started by that layup from Jeric Pido. Slightly better showing for JRU pero abante pa rin itong Mapua. Low scoring second quarter we just had.
Very low scoring. Yeah. Very low scoring quarter. 11-10 in favor of Mapua in just the second quarter.
Yun yung matira kanina ni Paulo Hernandez. And 29-21. Going into the break here, an 8-point lead carried by the Mapua Cardinals. Pagbalik natin, we got a performer on the floor and some numbers for you guys. Halftime stats and analysis. Ito po sa ating laban. Okay, ngales, pabalik ang inyong NCAA Season 97 on GTV.
Volleyball action. Isa pang rason para maging excited ngayong NCAA Season 97. And speaking of excitement, excited na maging bahagi ng NCAA ang dalawa nating bagong courtside reporters na sina Christian Sebastian at Chloe Carrillo dito sa chatbox.
Chloe, hello Christian. Hi, how are you?
Doing great, doing great.
Doing great. Okay, excited ba kayo being a courtside reporter? Kasi bigyan natin ng context ha. Mga courses nila, medtech, techcom.
Yeah.
Kailan mo nagsimula yung dream na, to be in front of the camera and be a courtside reporter? Sige, let's start with Chloe.
Yeah, well, for me, it started for season 95. There was an opening to become a courtside correspondent. So pretty much, you would do content for halftime. And then when I auditioned for that, I didn't realize that I was too young for the age requirement. And then after two years, I was 17 at the time that I auditioned.
Okay.
And then after that, I saw that there was an opening for courtside a reporter, and then I was like, it's time na, and I finally fit into the age requirement. So I was like, this is the time, and then now
Gym at LaSalle.
Pagising, pagmulat, pagiging bukas sa mga bagay na nagbibigay sa'yo ng kaba. Breathing, healing, rising, getting all your senses ablaze.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe.
Mga kapuso, welcome back to our coverage of the NCAA Season 97 Men's Basketball Tournament. Stronger Together, buo ang puso. Dito lamang sa GTV. It is 29-21. Yan po yung ating talaan after the first 20 minutes of action. You guys are still joined by Martin Javier alongside Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio here in the broadcast. By the way, we are loving this new angle though. There you go. The new angle that you will be seeing on the screen. There you go. We love this new angle. And again, this is only here in the NCAA Season 97, Coach Hammer. Coach, Mapua, JRU, we saw some struggles in the second quarter. Can you help it explain to us what happened there?
Professional bricklayers yung mga teams natin dito sa ating first half. But again, you look at it that way when you're looking at it as an offensive ball game. But on the defensive side, and I like the physicality of the game. No shots are left uncontested. Every rebound is being fought for. Ito makita natin, field goal shooting, 32%. Napakasama niya, pero mas masama pa yung field goal shooting ng JRU. Consistent naman sila. Consistently bad dito sa past 2 games, but eventually it would break through. Assist numbers natin, as nabanggit na natin to kanina, 8-0 para dito sa Cardinals. Sa steals and fast break points, dikit na dikit lang yan. Pero ang telling stat dito, field goals talaga eh. Shot attempts are there, but the defense, you can't put a stat line on contested shots. Meron tayong advanced stats with our stats guy here, si Kuya Pong Docanes. But contested shots, he could map it out. But during the game, yung mga ever so slightly na mga closeouts, ang dami nilang minimintis doon.
Yan. And for the second straight game, under 25% ang shooting netong JRU Heavy Bombers, and these are the key stats of the game so far. Kaya po medyo low scoring ang ating nagiging laban for the second game today. Let's take a look at our leading scorers here. Well, green light to shoot para sa JRU, 6 points. Leading the way is Celis. Sa kabila naman, it's Toby Agustin. Off the bench yan, yung 7 points niya.
Jason Celis never met an NCAA shot he didn't like. Ultra green light for Jason Celis even on break. Toby Agustin coming off the bench, having 5 points in the first quarter, and a lot of those baskets, all of those baskets rather, are hustle points or coming off a pass from a teammate. And Brian Lacap, of course, 2 3-pointers to start off in the first quarter.
For Mapua, hinihintay pa natin pumutok si Adrian Nokum na meron lamang 2 points so far dito sa ating laban. But these are the leading scorers of this game, and you expect them to do a little bit better shooting-wise pagdating sa ating second half, kasi nakapahinga na sila ng konti, nakakuha na ng momentum from our first half. So, you know, we got great expectation for both of these teams. 29-21 is the count right now, so we are hoping for a closer second half.
Definitely, and law of averages, Martin. A lot of missed shots in the first half. Eventually, it would pick up. But ano ba yung average na tinitignan natin? We gotta see that. And yeah, you gotta give commendation din kay Arvin Gamboa. 4 points and 8 rebounds, 2 assists. So, kompleto Ricardos ang kanyang ibinibigay dito na laro para sa Mapua.
So, let's see what will happen dahil sa pagbabalik po natin. Third quarter of this game. All right. We are going straight to our third quarter here, Coach Hammer.
Diretso na.
Diretso na tayo. Huwag na natin patagalin. Because our teams are already here. You're talking about the effort of Arvin Gamboa. He is showing some versatility. For Mapua, you mentioned earlier, you saw some facilitating coming from that guy, and that's the position that he is playing right now. Very flexible yung kanyang inilalaro.
Hinog na hinog. Nahinog sa laro, nahinog sa pisikalan. I mean, playing against guys who are seasoned pros.
Correct.
During the off-season and being able to be part of a winning program there in the Pro Leagues, ang laking bagay niya for the growth of the Mapua Cardinals, because a lot of these guys were exposed to that kind of competition.
Correct. Ang laking bagay nun, lalong-lalo na habang nagpe-prepare ka sa NCAA Season 97. By the way, for JRU, as we take a look at that jump shot made by Arenal from that short corner, makatangay nagsimula para sa kanila dito.
And another guy who's very athletic and very explosive. Itong si Homer Makatangay. Nakita natin siya being one of the guys that provides energy in Season 95, spot minutes, pero laging nandoon.
Getting the start in the second half here. Mintes yung tira ni Bonifacio. So JRU able to make the shot and get a stop on the other end. Celis, Makatangay. It will go to Bongay. Bongay, naghahanap ng mapapasahan dito. Better passing mula sa JRU to begin our third quarter. Face-up jumper para kay Celis Mintes. And the ball will not sail out. Na-pick up ni Hernandez. Hernandez will attack and will be fouled in the process.
Right hand was clean, but the left hand was poking at that cookie jar pag-penetrate ni Paulo Hernandez. Very, very subtle. Look at this attack. He puts the ball on that pocket. And on that swipe, forearm, tinamaan. Ever so slightly.
And Paulo Hernandez Another former Red Robin at the free throw line here. Of course, and expectin mo pag galing sa Red Robins program, nag-champion sa NCAA Juniors.
Matagal din na odyssey yan bago sila nakakuha ulit ng championship. Because during the mid-2000s, during the time of Chapit Aguilar, Mike Galinato, those guys, kasi San Beda Juniors, yung Red Cubs, laging loaded yung team. But every so often, Mapua is also a storied high school program as well as Letran. Yung dalawang yan. Ay, ang dalawang yan ang laging sumusunod pagdating sa San Beda Red Cubs.
When it comes to juniors basketball, here's Makatangay on the catch, the spin. Oh, rejection by Hernandez. Here's Jeric Pido. Nokum, who's been quiet in this game. Inside pass, Bonifacio retrieves, double teamed now. Bonifacio falls down, getting tangled up with Bongay. And a jump ball here, possession arrow. Mapua pa rin ang bola.
Ganda ng competitiveness yung dalawang mama na to. It was very physical. I mean, arms were getting wrapped up with each other. Pero okay lang. Part of the college game. Help each other out up. And next possession.
Sportsmanship being shown there by EJ Bongay on your screens, Coach Randy.
Ultimate sign of respect. Going 100% against the guy that you are playing against and playing with. Alam mong prepared din sila eh.
Correct. Hernandez draws air. And here comes De Los Santos now. Nagmamadali, papunta sa kanto. Celis pulls the trigger. Too strong. Rebound goes to Nokom. Quick outlet at nando doon na si Paolo Hernandez.
Paolo Hernandez, very basic. Basic run out, run your lane, and then the other guy on the other lane screened off the defender. Kinuha niya yung tatakbuhan ng depensa. So, libreng-libre para kay Hernandez.
And a rare fast break make in this ball game from both teams. Let's go to Arenal. Backing down on Bonifacio. Arenal carving space. Arenal puts it up and in, plus the foul.
We got so used to Ryan Arenal being a role player in season 95, but now there's a different look as we see this fast break. And you're running on your lanes para ma-delay yung challenge. Laking bagay nun eh. And this was the move. Great footwork, drop step, taking the contact balance. Upstairs, the touch by Ryan Arenal.
That was a tough shot made by Arenal over Warren Bonifacio. A very good defender. Nokom with the board. Arenal couldn't complete it. So here comes Mapua on the attack. They have the 7-point advantage. Nandun sa loob na yung Bonifacio. Bonifacio, the quick turn off the glass and in.
Pinapwesto agad ni Bongay itong si Warren Bonifacio. On that secondary break, nakasila agad ng malalim. At hindi ka give credit to the guards. Hinanap din talaga agad nila si Warren for a quick pass inside.
Pangbalik kumpiyansa dito kay Warren Bonifacio. Makatangay with the 17-footer.
Good pop out on that elbow area. Perfectly executed pattern.
So that's an assist for JRU.
First one in the ball game.
27-34. And Hernandez trying to shake off De Los Santos at the half court. Bonifacio facing up. Bonifacio pinilit, wala. Rebound goes to Celis. Celis, it is a 3-on-3 break. Celis couldn't make it. Homer Makatangay, pumeke, tumira. Back shot is off. And Pido finally secures it for the Cardinals. Yun nga lang, hindi nagkaintindihan si Pido tsaka si Agustin.
Miscommunication there. They wanted to run right away after getting that stop. But, salo muna, bago takbo.
And Brian Lakap will replace Jeric Pido. Guard-to-guard substitution from Coach Randy. De Los Santos, they got a lot of time to work with, by the way. Arenal, natapikan sa ilalim. Back to De Los Santos, good execution inside. And that's gonna be Bongay on the receiving end.
Broken play na naman, scrappiness. That's where they get their offense because their execution, nakakakuha lang ng baskets few and far in between. Unlike that offensive set, they go straight post, basic movement, opposite big guy dives. kukunin yung space, and Marin Bonifacio with a great pass in traffic.
Agustin continues his solid performance. Ngayon naman, humahabol itong JRU. Sige, mamaya natin na puntahan ng ating mga courtside reporters, pero 7-point lead in this ball game.
Babalikan nila itong matchup na to.
Ayan. Nokum, cross court. Against Makatangay, Nokum. Oh, throws the ball away, and here comes JL. JL behind the back. That's gonna be a foul on Lakap.
Ganda ng control sa bola. And expecting the contact.
Again, showing us some maturity itong si JL De Los Santos. 36-29. We're seeing some better offense from both of these teams. Huwag kayong alis. Magbabalik ang NCAA season 97.
We've already revealed the first 11 new courtside reporters who now make up our NCAA Season 97 broadcast team. And to complete our selection of 13, let's welcome Christiana Di Maunahan and Anne Gabriel. Hi, girls! Welcome to the show. Congratulations pala, and welcome, of course, to the NCAA family. I know both of you have like careers outside of being a courtside reporter. You're a fourth-year law student. Congratulations. You're a well-known basketball player. So what pushed you guys to join the courtside reporting team? Let's start with Christiana.
Actually, being a courtside reporter has always been a hidden dream of mine. Parang hindi alam ng mga tao na medyo gusto ko siyang itry dati. And then, the pandemic came, nawalan kami ng training, nawalan kami ng liga, nawalan kami ng games. And I missed the feeling of being inside the court to the point na sobrang magiging fulfilled na ako, sobrang magiging masaya na ako. Maging part lang ulit ng court. Even if it means not being the one playing the sport.
The door, puntahan natin si Bailey's Akot. Bailey's?
Yes, Martin, kayo na pa natin pinag-uusapan ng unlimited energy ng JRU Heavy Bombers, and I was able to talk to two of them, their main guards, si Jason Celis and si JL De Los Santos, about their pregame ritual. Si JL De Los Santos, ang pregame ritual niya, hindi mawawalang iced coffee. Si Celis naman ay nakikinig siya sa hip-hop music para ma-hype before the game. Back to you, Martin.
Thank you so much, Bailey's. Right now, JRU showing some signs of life. Oo, nabubuhayan na dito sa ating laban.
They really need to find somebody to score. Right here, may offensive foul pa. Si Jason Celis. Talagang naghahanap siya ng tire. Kasi yun yung role niya dito sa team na to. To be the scorer, to be the shooter. Dahil wala sila pupuntahan eh. Amores, wala sa lineup. EJ Miranda, wala rin sa lineup. Rai De La Rosa is injured. So, let's see where and how they would get their points this season.
That's right. Silipin natin ang Mapua side. In the meantime, eto, Noku, mintes lang yung layup. Puntahan natin si Anne Gabriel.
Martin, Coach Hammer, alam niyo ba, coming to this game, ang paalala at mindset ni Coach Randy Alcantara sa kanyang mga players, bukod nga for them to have better defense, ay mas maging aggressive. Sabayan niyo ang aggressiveness ng JRU Heavy Bombers at labanan ang kanilang full court press. At kitang-kita nga natin so far ang mga adjustments na yan dito dahil so far, lamang ang ating Mapua Cardinals. Pero syempre sa bawat laban, ang importante dyan, consistency. Kaya tinan natin kung magiging consistent nga ba ang Mapua Cardinals hanggang sa dulo ng labanang ito. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Maraming salamat, Anne. Well, they've seen some struggles in this game, but despite, the timely struggles from the field, still able to maintain the lead kasi dumidepensa naman sila.
Exactly. I mean, both teams are playing well on defense.
Right.
The bodies are there. When somebody cuts, somebody drives, laging merong tumutulong. Shot making. It's very important. That's what separates the contenders from the pretenders. Yeah, you could get stops, you can limit opponents, but if you can't make shots, you can't win ball games.
That's true.
Simple as that.
Meantime, first action para dito kay Sual, number 31 from Mapua. Free throw line jumper para kay Bonifacio, wala. Sual tried to save it, but it already was outside. Third quarter, still in our second game today. Ito si Celis. Papunta kay Junicio. Junicio now. Ever since his first basket, tahimik itong si Marvin Junicio.
And he started like a house on fire, 3-shot attempts right away, 4-shot attempts in the first quarter.
And we know this guy, you know, he can post double-doubles before season 95.
Saka malaki na wing eh.
Oh.
He has my size around 6'4", 6'5", eh, na mahaba and very athletic.
Tsaka maliksi rin. Bola na agaw ng Mapua. Outlet here. Mapua. Ooh! Chase down para kay De Los Santos. Swal trying to shake off his defender. Ooh! Another block this time coming from Junco. JRU on the attack. Coast to coast for Jason Celis.
Left-hand finish for Jason Celis. Yun yung gusto nila. Run on opportunity, run on stops. They are getting stops. 8 points for Jason Celis. Nakakuha sila ng stops pero hindi nila makapitalize parate. Yun na yung next transition eh.
Oh, Lakap getting tangled up with Jonicio. And don't look now. Mini run here coming from JRU. 5 na lang ang abante ng Mapua. Ito yung kanina, yung recovery in transition. Chase down block. Oh. At ito naman yung mabilis na tapos sa kabila ni Jason Celis.
Dahil hindi ka rin makakakuha ng puntos. Kung makakuha ka nga na stop, gusto mong tumakbo, pero mag-isa ka lang, 4 yung kalaban mo. And it's a concentrated effort on the 5 guys to run the floor well, not only on defense, kasi nakita natin sila sprint back eh, pababa. I mean, Mapua is sprinting on offense ng 5.
And Ryan Swal. Nokum nakaagaw. Nokum goes all the way.
Tumingin pa sa dalawang bantay. Itong si Renz Nokum.
And Mapua, dito sa ating huling dalawang play, turning it on.
And again, trapping on opportunity. We saw that against EAC. They were doing the zone press to 2-1 in the second half. Talking about Mapua.
That's 5 quick ones for the Cardinals. Ito, tutok sa ilalim para kay Tunco. 33-41. 2:39 to go. And JRU able to counter with their own basket. Naramdaman nila that was a momentum buster for JRU. Waki Garcia now going to Swal. Swal deciding to shoot. Wala. And we got a foul on the rebound. And this is going to be on Gonzalez or Agbong?
Gonzalez.
Si Gonzalez.
Naka-armbar siya eh. Hindi lang basta armbar, hindi nakadikit, nakapulupot yung braso niya dun sa big guy ng Mapua. So that's an easy call for the officials.
Babalik po ang inyong NCAA Season 97.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe.
Hi, I'm AJ Benson. I'm 25 years old. I'm 6'4". I play the forward/guard position for the CSB Blazers. It's a privilege to do that for my brother/Pinsan, Justin Guteng.
We are back to the action in our beautiful venue at the St. Benil Gym in La Salle, Green Hills. Again, happy Friday, everybody. We hope you are enjoying some Friday basketball action dito po sa NCAA Season 97. Mapua Cardinals and JRU Heavy Bombers in our second game today.
Ganda ng acoustics natin dito. Yeah. You can hear yung pag-squeak ng sapatos, yung pagkuskus ng sapatos sa lapag. You could hear the players audibling their plays and communicating.
Even the coaches.
Oh, yeah. Parang
medyo lumalakas na yung boses.
As a basketball player, parang mga summer league vibes.
Yan,
yung preparation going to the NCAA. But this is the new normal right now. So we gotta adapt, and the competition is still up there.
It is, and it is increasing in intensity right now. Makatangay. JRU looking to start a run and come back in this one. Agbong Mintes. Gonzalez rather gets it back. Balik sa labas kay Agbong. Agbong putting it on the floor. Agbong with a series of moves.
Using the screen, crossover, getting into a spin, pausing for a little bit, using those long arms, and just eking ever so slightly for a layup.
And Agbong has been solid in this game. 7 points, 5 rebounds. Pumressure ng konti yung JRU. 6 mga bante ng Mapua. Pass inside, natapik. And that's gonna be a turnover forced by Hugo on Bonifacio. Let's take a look at that again. Ito, yung rebound kanina, pero ito yung galaw ni Agbong. The dribble, the spin, scoop, and the hoop.
Mahaba yung braso ni Agbong.
You're seeing some versatility here mula kay EJ Agbong. By the way, 5 points pala and 5 boards for him. Scoop shot will not work. Rebound put back. Foul on Mapua.
Alam mo, Martin, ano yung naaalala ko dito sa laro ng JRU? I need to be honest, they're attacking the rebounds. A lot of shots that are not falling in. Yung mga younger guys playing sa, ewan ko naabutan mo yung court sa Santa Ana, yung paliga doon. Ganyan pagka maraming mintes, kaya pinalalaro doon yung mga ibang college teams, kalaban yung mga ibang commercial teams during the late 90s, early 2000s. Para mabatak yung mawala yung mga jitters sa antira, para atake, tsaka simento.
Yan. Okay. Oo nga Itong JRU, again, you see the effort on the offensive glass, Coach Hammer.
Tumatalbog pa lang yung bola, tumatalon na, dalawa.
They have 18 offensive rebounds right now, 12 away from their output in their very first game of the season, and a total of 42 boards as well. Kasi nagka-crowd lahat
Swarm.
And swarm, yeah. That's the better word. 41-35 lalo ngayon. Ito yung free throw shooting natin so far. Not a lot of free throws in this game, Coach Ham.
Despite the physicality of this ball game, 2 out of 9 for Mapua, 0 out of 4 for JRU.
Hugo couldn't handle the pass. Here's the save. Mapupunta kay Gonzalez. So JRU will set up the offense and will get another crack at the basket. Gonzalez spin. This is Gonzalez as well. Junicio rather. Balik sa labas kay Makatangay. Takes the shot. Makatangay Mintes. Rebound goes to nobody. There was a whistle first as they were trying to get the ball.
Hindi mapag-decide yung players sa JRU kung sino nang titira ngayon. So yun yung nagiging tanong. Again, makakadepensa ka, makakuha ka ng possessions, pero saan mo dadalhin yung possession na yun? I mean, for any team, you need to have that guy that would want to score.
Yeah. You can't rely on your second chances because I feel like that's been their main weapon today. We saw some flow in the early minutes of this third quarter, but again, they're going back to how they started this game.
They need to get used to being libre.
Right.
Oh, di ba? Ay, malilibre ka
Correct.
Pagka yung mga breakdown ng play, pero hindi libre yun. That was a challenge shot.
Wow. Again, Evan Agbong or EJ Agbong now with 8 points in the game. And the lead is down to 3 for Mapua. Hernandez. Wala. Rebounded by Agustin, sinabitan. And that is a clear unsportsmanlike foul on Junicio.
Holding on the forearm of...
Yeah. It was clear.
Toby Agustin. I mean, difference ng dalawang team. Tinatakbo against a zone pattern. Just cutter's play. This was the foul on the shot attempt. Yan, clear foul, pero yung kinapitan pa.
Yan. I was in a play for the basketball. Kamayang inabot. And he was pulled down. Kay Agustin, nagsisimula pa lang siya umangat. pinull down na siya. Kaya naramdaman niya, ininda niya pagkatapos yung kanyang braso doon.
Okay na sana yung good hard foul sa una. Yung swiping for that basketball. Pero yung pagkapit and preventing the momentum of the player might be pwede mag-cause ng injury. Yun talaga yan eh. Especially pag masama yung landing.
Yun. Sa palikat. Ito si Toby Agustin on your screens. He's having a great game for Mapua. He is their leading scorer right now at 9 points and 3 boards. Also shooting fairly well from the field, 4 out of 7. One of few players that's been shooting well today.
And coming off movement, not coming off isolations yung kanyang mga puntos.
But he misses the first free throw.
Sakit lang doon dahil down na lang sa 3 yung lamang. Nagbigay ka ng unspo. They would have 2 chances to score at least a point, and then they would have ball possession.
And that's a big sigh of relief for JRU dahil minintis pareho yan ni Toby Agustin. But again, as you mentioned, Coach Hammer, dahil flagrant yung tinawag doon, it's gonna be another possession for the Red Shirts. 41-38. The lead of Mapua has been chopped down to 3. Nokum. 5 seconds to work with. Garcia driving. Wala yung tira niya. Bonifacio collects it. Oh, JL De Los Santos gets it back and with a long layup there. Hindi nga lang umabot. But 41-38. Bit of a fight back for the JRU Heavy Bombers in our third quarter, outscoring Mapua 17-12, Coach Hammer.
30% from the field for JRU. But again, bright spot, 17 points in the third quarter. Sa kabila naman, 33% for Mapua, and ending that quarter on a 7-0 run was the Heavy Bombers of Rizal University.
But it's still Mapua with a 3-point lead, 41-38, going to our fourth and final quarter. Kaya wag po kayong alis. We got a close game here in our second game. Magbabalik ang NCAA Season 97 on GTV.
It's always nice to see fresh faces starting out in the industry and accompanying them on their journey as they grow to be broadcast professionals. Let's get to know our 2 guests whose dreams have just come true as they are chosen to be part of the 13 NCAA Courtside reporters for Season 97. On Chatbox, here are Avia Zunic and Eden Hernandez.
Woo!
Hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
Good.
First off, we want to congratulate you for getting selected out of hundreds to audition for Courtside Reporters.
Thank you.
Feelings first, because you've been through a lot since that that confirmation, that announcement up to here. Dami niyo nang dumaan. Feelings about being Courtside. We welcome you back to the action here inside the St. Benil Gym in LaSalle, Green Hills, and Mandaluyong City. Papatuloy po ang aksyon natin sa second game in the fourth quarter. Mapua Cardinals versus the JRU Heavy Bombers. You guys are still joined by Martin Javier, alongside Coach Hammer, Martin, Antonio, and our 2 Courtside reporters, Ann Gabriel and Bailey's Akon. All right, we got a greeting here from the JRU community mula sa Barbosa Clan na nanonood ngayon mula sa Rosario, Batangas. Hello po sa inyo.
And of course, alumni of the NCAA also, a lot of them watching, especially in Australia. Jim Viray, former King's Tag, and Arjun Viray, former Lady EAC General, women's basketball. Some of our friends from international, very accessible. The NCAA now with GMA Pinoy TV.
YouTube, GMA Pinoy TV. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. I'm sure more alumni, players, students are watching right now. Ito yung tawag sa panimula ng ating
miscommunication right there. the ball handler not waiting for the screener to be set up. Galing pa lang sa cut from the weak side itong si Chester Honko. So, you gotta communicate on that.
Nokum. Drop off inside. Naabangan ni De Los Santos. Dive from Bonifacio is the cause of the foul. Third foul on Warren here. Who hasn't been as effective. Ito yung dive niya. Napunta sa ilalim nito ni JL De Los Santos.
Martin, napansin ko lang tignan mo yung sapatos ni JL De Los Santos. Pudpud na pudpud yung suelas. Surprising kasi you want some traction, especially when he plays east to west. Ganun siya maglaro.
Yan, correct. Ito, JL De Los Santos on cue. Baka dito siya sanay, Coach Hammer. Nakakismus. Yan. JL De Los Santos on cue pumuntos sa ilalim.
Nakita ko lang nung pag-dive din, nung pag-angat ng sapatos. That's hard.
De Los Santos now with 4 points in the game. Lakap pumatake. Lakap takes the contact and scores the hoop. Plus the foul.
At dalawang bali pa sa taas But a good penetration right there. Attacking the closeout. That's the basic, the ultimate thing that you need to do when somebody's closing out on the ball swing. Di natin nakita yung primary attack niya. Inatake papunta sa shaded area. And then just taking the contact, balancing himself, and finishing it with touch.
And that's some upper body strength shown there by Lakap to stay composed as he was getting bumped mid-air. Mintes nga lang yung kanyang free throw. So mapupunta ang bola dito sa Heavy Bombers of the infraction called right after the free throw by Lakap. Some pressure shown by Mapua at the backcourt. Pero maitatawid agad-agad ng JRU. Here comes De Los Santos. JL has been fairly silent here pero nagpaparamdam sa ating fourth quarter.
Kahit walang sintas yan, okay na yan. Okay na yan. I mean, JL De Los Santos, we've been expecting a lot of good things from this young man. He was very impressive in his freshman campaign, getting 2 more years to get seasoned, looking more mature physically. And then let's see.
Ito ulit siya trying to take over in this game. De Los Santos coast to coast!
And that's what we want to see. We want energy from him, and he has that ability. Again, coming from a stop, pag nakakuha sila ng puntos off stops, ang laking bagay nun. And the first time for JRU to get this lead was as big as 14 points in the first half.
Tama ka dyan, Coach Hammer. Inunti-unti ng JRU started on their defensive effort here, and they get another turnover on Mapua. Let's take a look at this sequence here. Ito yung putback muna ni JL De Los Santos. By the way, 6 points panimula ng third and fourth quarter pala natin para dito kay JL. And this was the fearless coast-to-coast finish coming from that man. He's got 8 points, if I'm not mistaken, right now. Tied with Celis and Agbong on top of the scoring for the Heavy Bombers.
A little bit too unselfish. See Chester Honko trying to look for his partner on the other side, diving. Patira na yun
So Mapua, a chance to get the lead back. Another turnover for Mapua here. Again, these turnovers, Hammer, costing them a lot in this game.
Over-eagerness, definitely right there. Arvin Gamboa and Warren Bonifacio were very patient in the first half. Nakikita natin sa kanila umiikot yung opensa. Pero doon natakam, umatake agad si Arvin Gamboa.
And here is Agbong, one of the leading scorers of JRU, hoisting it. Just missing on the triple try. Mapua, what will they do? How will they counter the attack? Too strong on Lakap. And the save will not go, or will not work rather. Balik ang bola sa JRU. And second half so far belongs to the JRU Heavy Bombers, outscoring Mapua 23-14. The primary reason why they are on top right now. De Los Santos. nagmamadali ulit. De Los Santos getting his way in the fourth quarter.
And nobody can stop him on the ball stop, especially with a full head of steam. Hirap eh, kasi nakakatawan, ang bilis tumakbo.
Yeah.
So you gotta sacrifice your body. 15-2 run para sa JRU. Dating back to that ending sa ating third quarter, which they ended with a 7-0 run. So dire-diretso. Walang hiccups ngayon ang atake ng JRU.
Ito si JL De Los Santos, another layup, getting it to drop. He's got 8 points in the quarter. First player in double figures in this game. Yan po ang pinapakita sa atin dito ni JL. Magbabalik ang NCAA Season 97.
It's always nice to see fresh faces starting out in the industry and accompanying them on their journey as they grow to be broadcast professionals. Let's get to know our two guests whose dreams have just come true as they are chosen to be part of the 13 NCAA Courtside reporters for season 97. On chat box, here are Avia Zunic and Eden Hernandez.
Woo! Hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are you
I'm
doing?
good.
First off, we want to congratulate you for getting selected out of hundreds to audition for Courtside Reporters. Okay.
Thank you.
Feelings first, because you've been through a lot since that that confirmation, that announcement up to here. Dami niyo nang dumaan. Back to the ball game, the Mapua Cardinals searching for some answers here in the fourth quarter. Tignan natin kung ano yung hatid sa atin na kwento ni Ann Gabriel. Ann?
Martin, Coach Hammer, kahit na April Fool's Day today ay hindi ginagawang biro at syempre talagang sineseryoso ng ating Mapua Cardinals ang kanilang laban versus JRU. And of course, ang mga huling paalala ni Coach Randy Alcantara sa kanyang mga players ay focus on inside plays. Tama na muna ang mga 3 points and focus on better execution. Kaya naman tinan natin kung hindi rin ba magiging biro ang celebration ng Mapua Cardinals kung sila man ay mananalo right after this game versus JRU. Martin, Coach Hammer?
Maraming salamat, Ann. Ngayon, medyo nahihirapan itong Mapua Cardinals. And again, as you mentioned, they're trying to get the ball inside. Pero sumisikip din. Nagka-crowd, nagsaswarm din ang depensa nitong JRU. You saw the text on the screen earlier, Coach Hammer.
6 minutes and a half, only one field goal para dito sa Cardinals. But I want to, parang ano to eh, ihahambing natin parang pagsasakay ka ng jeep, gusto mong kumuha ng pwesto, 5 agad yung kasabay mo, pagsisiksik sila.
Sikip talaga.
Sikip.
Katulad nun.
Oo, lalo na Biyernes ngayon.
Medyo malupit ang rush hour natin. 48-43. No easy baskets inside para sa Mapua. So far, JRU clicking in the fourth quarter and in the second half in general. Pakinggan naman natin si Bailey's Akon.
Yes, Martin, I was able to talk to JRU Heavy Bombers assistant coach Eric De La Cuesta. And Coach Eric mentioned to me na on defense, they need to contain their aggressiveness and putting pressure on the Cardinals, while on offense, they need to take advantage of those open shots like what Coach Hammer said. Back to you, Martin.
Maraming salamat, Bailey's. Coach Eric on the sidelines.
Inaantay ko nga na siya na yung pasok. Siya na yung pasok last game. Coach Eric, a very good player.
Yeah.
Really a great player.
Nabutan ka, hindi nga lang, college pa ba?
Hindi na. College ka pa ba nun?
Hindi. College siya. Hindi na.
Si Kuya Eric.
Sa next level na pala.
Nasa high school ako. Pro player.
Inaalala ko nga. Ayan. Nasa next level na pala. But Coach Eric again telling us what we are seeing right now from JRU. Responding to the instructions. Defense, offense, clicking. Hernandez. Trying to drive. Masikip. Gamboa. Back to Hernandez for 3. Tapos, Nocum with a save. It goes to De Los Santos. Gandang pasa papunta kay Celis. Who will retrieve it? Pinick up ni Bonifacio. Lakap. Lumapit. Lakap. Taking the contact. Forcing it. Wala. No foul called as well. De Los Santos behind the back. Celis short stop. Too strong.
There have been highlight play.
That was A great pass from JL De Los
And it was
Santos.
the right pass.
Right.
It was the right pass. Dahil it was in traffic, two guys closing in on the crossover going behind the back.
Just couldn't convert si Jason Celis. Gamboa. Wala pa rin. Hirap na hirap.
Skip ng depensa.
Yeah.
I mean, the 5 guys, 1 foot inside the shaded area when the ball is right there.
That's true. 49-43. JRU again building.
Yung ganito ka-physical na laro, unang mapagod talo. Unang mapagod talo.
Kasi magsusunod-sunod na yung kabila. De Los Santos, wild shot. Ito ulit ang Mapua. Nagmamadali sila. They don't have the numbers, but Maka full force. Wala. Nokum with a putback, and the cleanup is good.
So 3 guys crashing to Brian Lakap. Wala na nakakuha ng rebound. And then Renz Nokum not giving up on play. 2 field goals made in the last 8 minutes, and one of them was that rundown by Renz Nokum.
Yun na yun.
8 minutes.
It's a long dry spell for the Cardinals. Ito yung fast break opportunity kanina. Mintes yung una, but right there is Nokum.
Muntik mamapurnada kung bumax out si Arenal eh.
Nakapwesto sila doon. And Nokum, by the way, now has 6 points in the game. Wala pang nasa double figures para dito sa Mapua. Their leading scorer is Agustin with 9.
Very low scoring ball game, but the action is there. If you like defensive matchups, might be a game that you want to look at.
This is the definition of
because
that.
ang baba ng fouls eh,
Yeah.
for both squads. If you look at it, combined, it's around less than 30 fouls.
Yeah. And this is the 19th and 18th, or 19th rather, and 20th attempt sa free throw line combined na.
And if you watch how these teams defend, they're putting their body on the driving lane, they're using their forearms ever so slightly. So the referee is doing a great job letting the kids play.
2 for 2 for Warren Bonifacio. And here comes the push. The fight back from the Mapua Cardinals, down by 2. They were faced with a tougher situation against EAC. Pero ito na, libre sa ilalim, yung Ryan Arenal.
How about that forward pass by Marvin Junicio? Over the top, streaking like a wide receiver on the outside. Si Celis, and then passing it all alone underneath si Ryan Arenal. Perfectly executed press break.
Pamatay sunog para sa JRU, and it is Hernandez forcing his way in. Again, free throws coming up for Paulo Hernandez. Ito yung pasa kanina ni Celis on the catch was doubled. Kaya naiwan yung Ryan Arenal.
Yun ang pinakaayaw mo pagka kumukuha kayo ng press. Gusto ni Chester Hongko. Yan gusto niya. Pero ang ayaw mo as a coach, when you're playing full court pressure, man to man, you don't want the guy doing the banana cut, si Celis, na makauna sa kabila dahil mapipilitan yung nasa baba na helper come over.
Yun. Correct. Na magandang pwesto dun. Para kay Ryan Arenal. Here's Paulo Hernandez, very good shooter at the line. And yes, I did not jinx it. 2 for 2 for him. Again, a 2-point advantage here.
Basag na naman.
Jonicio now. Nakawala dun sa press. Celis now on top.
This Mapua full court press not as on point as when they played EAC.
That's true. Short stab will not go for Celis. Here's the rebound. Ooh! That was an elbow to the face. And immediately our refs calling the unsportsmanlike foul.
But they would review this.
Yeah.
I think no extension on the elbow. That might be a regular foul.
Yeah.
Because si Arvin Gamboa was not swinging it. Yun yung pagkakakita ko.
Tinigil naman niya.
Oo. Kasi if the intent was to swing, sinwing. Kita. Kita. Kasi yung angle natin, extension lang. Dinampot lang yung bola eh. Dinampot lang niya yung bola eh. But,
yan.
Oo, yung action na may konting torque.
Was definitely
Iba kasi pagka-create ka lang ng space eh. Ang space, you would go for the
slight lang.
Oo. Sa katawan mo isuswing para protektahan lang din yung sarili mo. Pero pag sa muka,
yan nga, Ryan Arenal, yung receiving end doon. Pero ganun yung officials natin, Coach Hammer, they would call the worst foul because it's easier for them to downgrade if ever. You know, the review says it should be downgraded. 51-49. And a blow to the comeback attempt nitong Mapua in the fourth quarter. Kasi may chance sana sila dong tumabla or take the lead with a three-pointer. But instead, it's gonna be JRU with multiple opportunities to put some points on the board. Here's another look, Coach Hammer.
Oo, ang habol kasi pataas eh. Ma-expect mo pagpababa eh. Kasi on our vantage point, it was just picking the basketball and looking for an outlet pass. But it's a disqualifying foul. Wow.
So
wow.
That was a major upgrade on that call.
And then upgrade that you don't want to get.
Right.
So he is playing well, talking about Arvin Gamboa. 4 points, 9 boards, 2 assists. And the floor.
And he will be missed in the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds of this game for Mapua. So a disqualifying foul will keep Gamboa out of the court for the remainder of the game.
Because disqualifying fouls para sa ating mga manonood, ang intent po niyan ay manakit or makasakit. Yun lang po yun. Tinatawag nila flagrant 2, disqualifying foul, ganyan po yan, iba-iba ang tawag sa iba't ibang lugar. Pero under FIBA rules, if you're getting a disqualifying foul, that is a non-basketball movement that tries to cause harm to an opponent, especially if it's over the shoulder or below the belt, above the knees. Yan yung tinatawagan ng mga disqualifying fouls.
Noon kanina, it was an elbow to the face. So Gamboa will be out of this one. Line up on the floor for Mapua. Yung leading scorer nila ang pumalit naman, si Toby Agustin. Kasama ni Nocum Bonifacio, Lakap, at ni Paolo Hernandez sa kabila. JL De Los Santos Celis. Speaking of Celis, he pulls the trigger, couldn't make it. Nandyan din si Junicio para sa kanila. Alongside Arenal and Bongay. And it's getting a lot more physical as we go deeper into the fourth quarter. Our final moments in this game.
NCAA.
Yeah.
Di na bago yan. Di na bago. I mean, basketball, palakasan eh, di ba? I mean, loose ball. You want that rebound, you gotta dive for it. You gotta fight for that basketball.
So, substitution here.
Bola naman yung denive, di naman yung tao. May mga player na gusto. Pero yung mga nananalo, gustong-gusto.
Yan.
It's simple eh. That's a loose ball, that's a 50-50 ball. Your intent is to get that basketball. You gotta dive for it.
Exactly what we saw there, 51-49 still. Can Mapua, though, take advantage? They've only scored 8 points here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, quick stat, 54-46 in rebounding for JRU. And a lot of those coming from the offensive rebounding side. Getting 21 offensive rebounds. You gotta put your body against these heavy bombers when they're trying to take a shot attempt dahil they would crash that boards.
51 in total to begin the season for JRU on the offensive glass. Oh, hard contact. Ito si Hernandez. Quick play for Mapua. Knock him on the move. Pinanap si Agustin. Agustin on the adjustment. No go. There is a foul first. And that's going to be on Chester. Chester Junco called for the personal.
Yung talon papunta sa tao, hindi papunta sa rebound eh.
Ito yung pasa kanina ni Nocum. Agustin got it back though. And a couple of shots coming here for Warren Bonifacio.
Might be on that push. Dun sa bago tumalon si Agustin, kaya sinisignal ng referee the foul was a non-shooting foul. But
Penalty. So Bonifacio with a couple of chances, able to make the first. Warren, by the way, starting to come alive in this one. Mintes yung pangalawa. That would have put him in double figures in scoring, but just couldn't make the free throw. Oh, correction, 10 points na pala para kay Warren.
Double-double.
First guy, double figures. You're right, a double-double for Warren. 10 and 11 today. Para 1-point lead. Solitary point ang lamang ng Heavy Bombers. 2 and 46 remaining. Celis now will facilitate. Celis will create. Celis driving. Celis wala. Junco with the offensive board. Hernandez gets it back for Mapua.
Yun lang.
That's gonna be a whistle on Celis.
Atos. An interesting ploy para dito kay Jason Celis. Instead of sprinting down after missing a shot, being over-eager to poke at that basketball, sundot pa ng sundot. Pagka nagmintis ka na, tapos bumaba na yung kampi mo, baba na, di mo na kailangan mag one-man press, bawiin mo on the defensive side. Nagbigay ka na ng foul, penalty pa.
A frustration foul para kay Jason Celis, who missed the wild attempt on the drive. So, ito si Paolo Hernandez. Next free throw will give them back the lead. Hernandez, 2 for 2, and Mapua is back on top. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 5-0 run for the Cardinals right now. Another late push for them to grab the lead. De Los Santos setting up Junco inside.
So now he gets the respect. Once he penetrates, ginawang traffic ko yung bantay. When somebody helps the big guy, basic movement, step inside the shaded area and expect an offensive rebound or a drop pass. Great job there by Chester Junco. Kaya lang, pumaul agad dito pagpunta sa kabila.
Fouling the attacking Toby Agustin. Ito yung setup job ni JL De Los Santos. The hezzy crossover on Nokum. The spin and the last second pass going to Chester Junco.
Basic na basic, but the move was nothing basic. Inside out cross, one bounce spin, attract the help defender, drop it off with your off hand, the left hand.
That was a confident move coming from JL De Los Santos.
Yun yung mga dinidrills Yun yung dinidrills kalaban mo kon So nakikita mo nagtatranslate din talaga pagdating sa laro.
And this is Toby Agustin trying to tie this game. Mintis yung dalawang free throw. That's gonna be big for Mapua. Assist natin. Ito kanina walang assist ng JRU Coach Hammer in the second half. They have 5. So we are seeing better flow on the offensive end for them. And some unselfishness as well. Agbong against Bonifacio. Agbong. Wala. Nokum pulls it down.
Grabe yung Renz Nokum. Dami niya mga possessions na natatapik. Kukuha ng rebound.
Lock up. Wala. Rebound. Goes to. Lock up. Napulot ni Nokum. Kakasabi mo lang, Coach Hammer. Agustin puts it on the floor. Oh! The anticipation and the deflection by Agbong. This is gonna be a whistle on Mapua.
And both teams end the penalty 1:22. I mean, this is very interesting for me as we see this penetration of this miss. Makukuha ni Agbong yung bola, but you don't need to really rip that basketball. But still, nasa ilalim ng ring. Bang-bang decision na yan pagka ganyan.
So, crucial free throws to extend this lead for Evan Agbong, who has 10 points across his name. Both teams missing from the free throw line in this stretch. JRU, they're 1 out of 9 right now.
6 out of 16 naman ang Mapua. Again, long-term investment. In the end game, that's when it would bite you back, or that's when you reap the rewards of that investment.
That's true. Saan mo, pag tinignan mo yan sa endgame, yung stat sheet, doon ka maghihinayang na. Ito na si Paolo Hernandez. 0 for 2 for Agbong, by the way. Nokom will attack. Nokom is able to score.
Ganda ng diin nitong batang to. Madiin eh. Saka na-manage na yung minuto niya and yung emotions niya. Kaya nag-cramps din siya eh. A little bit too much emotion last game. But now, in the end game, andun pa rin yung energy niya.
Celis drawing air on that triple try. Nokom. By the way, kanina sinabi natin, tahimik siya sa ating laban. Ngayon, 8 points na para sa kanya alongside 10 boards. Here comes Hernandez. Mapua trying to extend the lead. Hernandez! A cold-blooded three-pointer for Paolo.
And he has that DNA. Former Finals MVP in the juniors. Step in, waving off the pick and roll and getting that three-pointer to go. Bakit nga naman hindi?
Yan.
It's always nice to see fresh faces starting out in the industry and accompanying them on their journey as they grow to be broadcast professionals. Let's get to know our two guests whose dreams have just come true as they are chosen to be part of the 13 NCAA Courtside reporters for season 97. On chat box, here are Avia Zunic and Eden Hernandez.
Woo! Hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
Good.
First off, we want to congratulate you for getting selected out of hundreds to audition for Courtside Reporters.
Thank you.
Feelings first, because you've been through a lot since that that confirmation, that announcement up to here. Dami niyo ng dumaan. Feelings about being Courtside Reporter for the NCAA. So let's start with Avia.
For me, this is also overwhelming. Talagang nakakapanibago, going to the studio, shooting.
Back to our coverage, couple of baskets that brought the 4-point lead back to Mapua. This was the last one. Paulo Hernandez, all the confidence in the world on that three-pointer.
Situations like that, you want guys who really love taking shots like that. Yeah, Finals MVP, of course. Junior season 94 when they won that championship.
Paulo Hernandez, that's right. And Mapua with a stop on the other end. 14-4 run right now. And they have a knack of finishing games like this, Coach Hammer.
Against EAC, ganun din yung nangyari. Dikit na dikit.
Let's take a look at that again. This is gonna be the foul. Mula dun sa hustle for the ball.
Actually, it wasn't a foul. It was a turnover.
Yeah, turnover
it was
pala.
An 8-second violation.
Right. Hindi nakatawid itong Mapua. But in the EAC, under 7 minutes remaining, it was 60-51. We'd like to emphasize that Mapua finished that game 22-7 run. Right now, they are in the midst of a 14-4 run. After trailing earlier by 4, now they are up by 4.
Despite just having 2 field goals in 8 minutes. That was a long stretch where JRU wasn't really able to capitalize on that time frame.
Jonicio on the open look. Jonicio knocks it down. Or not. 1-point game, 18.7 seconds remaining. Timeout, Coach Randy Alcantara. At ito, Coach Hammer.
Dito interesting to, Martin. Because once you call a timeout of a basket in the 4th quarter, you can choose to advance it in your front court, but the shot clock would be down to 14 seconds. If you opt to inbound from the backcourt, as we see Coach Louis Gonzalez mentioning, Junicio, libre yan. And it's a perfectly ran baseline inbound play. But going back, would you choose to inbound from your backcourt or your front court? Because from the backcourt, you would have the luxury of having no shot clock.
That's right.
Oo, nakapatay na yan dahil mas mababa na sa 24 to. But on the way back naman, when you inbound it, you give the opportunity to the opponent to get
Na
the
may isa
stop
pang
and at least
possession.
have 4 seconds or more sa kanilang opensa.
Because they're only gonna have 14 on the clock. You're right. But Coach Randy calling the timeout here. Go, Coach Hammer.
Popsy, talagang nire-ready yung But
we got some hard-hitting stats, by the way, given to us.
It's not hard-hitting stats, if you could call it. The irony of the game, no, it's patuloy ang pagbuo ng condo units ng JRU. 3-point field goals, 3 out of 15. Panay shooting bricks. Free throws, 1 out of 10. Alam mo, Martin, Coach Nash Racela taught me this. The role of the offense is to get you free shots. It's the role of the players to make those shots. So, again, we need to see more development because at the end of the day, the patterns can get you open, but you need to knock down the shots. It's simple as that.
And despite being 3 out of 15 from 3-point range, they made their third one in a crucial moment.
Basta importante.
Ayan. Ngayon, 1-point lead para sa Mapua. Tignan natin kung sino ang kanilang pupuntahan. They go to Toby Agustin, who is hounded here. Nokum with a catch. And Mapua showing us the composure. The pressure is on for JRU. That's gonna be a foul on Agbong. And the coaching staff didn't like it.
Yes, they were trying to...
Right. To
burn,
melt
burn the clock eh. But 4 seconds pa para sa JRU. Naubos nga yung 4 corners na yun na offense ang tinatakbo nila. Very interesting. And if they would be fouling, they should have opted to foul anybody who can't make free throws.
That's right. Bonifacio is 50% today, but he's made his last 5.
Exactly. Agustin, 0 out of 2 on his last trip.
Right.
So they could have chose to foul him.
Exactly.
And he was holding that basketball for a long time at the top of the key.
So, some pressure-packed free throws here. Made the first for Warren. Here comes the second. 2 for 2. Some ice-cold free throws there to extend the lead to 3, but it's still, you know, a 1-possession game, Coach Hammer. JRU will have 8.7 seconds to manufacture a shot, set up a play, and tie this ball game with a 3.
2 guys that you would be looking for here. Number 1 would be the inbounder. Watch for a flare screen. And the bottom guy na shooter, they would run an elevator screen dito. Tingnan mo to, Martin, ha? Usually, coaches have pet plays, elevator screens, and then the short corner. Yan yung titignan if it's a 2-point ball game. But here, it's a 3-point ball game. Watch the flare screen. Pero ito, tingnan natin, ha? Ayan, pagkakataon na sana nila fumaul. Dalawa na sila dyan kung fa-foul sila. But that wasn't the ploy. Kaya napatayo itong coaches ng JRU when Bong gave up that personal foul.
Dahil nga naman nung pinili ng Mapuang itawid na at mag-set up ng opensa nila on the half court, they were only given 14 seconds, so meron pa tayong 4 seconds left on the game clock kung mauubos ang shot clock ng Mapua. And that was the crucial error, but again, JRU still in this one, only a 1-possession game. Let's see how they will execute off the timeout. Earlier, kanina lamang po bago yung play natin kanina, nakapag-set up sila ng maayos, a 3-pointer to cut the lead to 1 from Marwin Jonicio.
Elevator screen and flare screen. You need to mark the guys that can shoot from the outside. Jonicio, Celis, JL De Los Santos, who would want to shoot? Who would want to shoot from the outside? So right now, after making their last 3-point attempt, all bets are off, especially in game winning time yan.
Right. JRU as a team, again, 3 out of 15, getting 2 3-pointers from Agbong and 1.
Dahil tandaan mo, Martin,
from Marwin Jonicio.
A broken clock is still right twice a day.
All right. Let's go.
So tingnan natin to.
8.7 seconds. JRU will have potentially one final possession to tie this game. They go to Jonicio. Marwin, 5 seconds. Here's the shot. Bala para kay Celis. Isa pa. Makatangay. Oh, floats one up. And that's gonna be it. The Mapua Cardinals again escaping with another W in season 97, Coach Hammer, winning their second straight game, and this is after trailing for some time here in the fourth quarter, manufacturing and coming back with another push to take this win.
Leaders of the squad, Renz Nokum with a hard drive, Paulo Hernandez with an ice-cold 3, and Warren Bonifacio securing this W with 2 ice-cold and sweet free throws to win the ball game. Sa kabila naman, an open look by Jason Celis, hindi yan talaga nahulog. Nandudon yung shot attempts. Again, going back to the drawing board and a lot of shooting drills para sa JRU Heavy Bombers.
This has gotta hurt for JRU. Nakalamang na sila no fourth quarter, but again, just like in Mapua's game against EAC, they were down by 9. Ito, down by 4 kanina against JRU. Humabol, nakalamang ulit. And this time, they were able to secure the victory again. Mapua 2-0 in the season to join Letran and San Beda at the top of our team standings. JRU, on the other hand, not the best start to the season at 0-2.
You gotta make your shots. Nandudun eh. Andudun talaga. The shots are there. It's just up to the players to make those shots. You can only fabricate so many good looks.
Right.
The responsibility falls to the players at the end of the day. But good gallant effort. They were there in the fourth quarter.
Right. And from 23 or 24% shooting in the first half, inangat naman nila yung kanilang percentage in the second half. Now it's at 32% to end the game. And a better effort all around for JRU. But again, Mapua just coming out with
finding a way.
Finding a way, exactly. To win this game, I mean, that was not a easy situation to get out of, especially with JRU building momentum that time. So, yan po ang JRU Heavy Bombers on your screens. Again, our final score is 59-56. Ating pong pagbabalik, ating kikilalanin ang best player of the game. Okay nga, let's magkabalik ang NCAA Season 97. At the conclusion of this one, this is still your NCAA Season 97 Men's Basketball Tournament. The Cardinals with their second win of the season over JRU 59-56. Ngayon naman, as promised, kilalanin natin ang ating best player of the game na kasama ni Ann Gabriel. Go ahead, Ann.
Yes, mga kapuso at mga ka-NCAA, kasama na nga natin ang ating best player of the game with 12 strong points, Warren Bonifacio. Congratulations, Warren. Alam mo, sobrang galing. 12 points. Saan mo ba hinugot yung lakas at inspirasyon mo para sa larong ito?
Yan, itong larong to, bali, binibigay ko para sa Mapua community. Kasi ito yung year na kailangan namin bumawi sa pagkatalo namin last season, hindi kami umabot sa Final Four. So ito na yung pagbawi namin, ito na yung parang revenge year namin. Kaya lahat ng kailangan namin, ginagawa na namin.
Alright, Warren, bilang team captain, na kwento mo nga sa akin, tuwing nagkakamali ang mga teammates mo, lagi mo silang in-encourage na huwag ma-doubt. Pero this time, nung medyo lumamang ang JRU Heavy Bombers, paano mo sila in-encourage?
So sinabi ko, cheer up lang. Kung magkakamali, tanggapin, tapos bumawi sa depensa. So yung depensa yung nagpanalo talaga sa amin. Hindi kami bumitaw ng huli, lalo ng fourth quarter. Mas lalong humigpit yung depensa namin, kaya nakuha namin panalo.
At kitang-kita natin yan sa larong ito, pero syempre bukod nga na ikaw ay team captain, naging best player ka pa, for sure mas tumaas pa ang expectations, hindi lamang ng iyong mga coaches, hindi lamang ng mga teammates, pati na rin ng buong Mapua community. Ano ba ang pwede nating i-expect pa from Warren Bonifacio sa upcoming games ahead?
So ayun, expect nyo na ibibigay ko pa lahat para sa Mapua community, sa mga sumusuporta sa amin, sa bawat pamilya namin, bibigay ko yung lahat para makuha namin yung kampyonato ngayong taon na to.
Alright, congratulations again. Warren, meron ka ba mga gustong batiin o kaya pasalamatan? Go ahead.
So unang-una sa lahat, pinapasalamatan ko yung Panginoon na binigay yung panalo sa amin ngayon. Tapos binabati ko yung family ko sa Pampanga, yung mga pinsan ko, tapos yung anak ni Coach Randy, si Bryce, happy birthday pala, tsaka yung girlfriend ko nanonood ngayon. Hello, kamusta?
Ayan, congratulations again. That was Warren Bonifacio. What an amazing game that was, di ba, Martin, Coach Hammer?
Tama ka dyan, Ann. 12 points, 11 rebounds, first double-double of the season para dito kay Warren Bonifacio. Second straight double-digit rebounding effort para po sa prized big guy ng Mapua University Cardinals. A big factor kung bakit po sila nanalo dito. Pero meron pa tayong isang mas malaki pang factor for Mapua in this particular game. Paulo Hernandez, who scored 13 big points and grabbed 7 rebounds, nandito kasama natin. Paulo, kamusta?
Okay lang po. Medyo pagod pero sulit naman kasi panalo.
Sulit panalo. Ito, Paulo, unahin ko na kasi kailangan natin pag-usapan yung tira mo doon. Bago ka, nakita ko yung kumpiyansa mo doon. I know you've been doing it since high school, pero iba dito, ginagawa mo yan sa NCAA season 97. What was going through your mind when you made the clear out, or you called out, you know, for your teammates to clear out, and you eventually took and made the shot?
Yun nga, yung first game medyo maalat yung shooting, 2 out of 14 ako. Pero in-encourage ako ng teammate ko, lalo lang si Coach Randy, Coach Yong, na sabi, tira ko lang daw, papasok din yan. And yung teammates ko sobrang suporta sa akin eh. Lahat ng tira ko, kumpiyansa sila. So, bakit pa ako hindi magkumpiyansa? So, yung tira na yun, grace ni Lord yun, para sa Mapua community.
At pagkatapos nga, tumingin siya sa taas. Coach Hammer?
Paolo, nakita ko kung paano ka nag-rehab. You've battled knee injuries at nakatulong yung 2 taon na pahinga para mas lumakas ka. Maganda yung nilalaro mo. Take us behind the curtain. Paano ba yung preparation mo this year? Kasi the past 2 games, extended yung minuto na nilalaro mo. Close to 100% ka na.
Yun nga, laging sinasabi nila, Coach, ng teammates ko, lahat kami galing naman sa bakasyon sa hirap. So yung preparation ko galing ACL, talagang nag-workout ako sama Coach. And sa rehab, and meron din ako mga league na bago itong NC, like yung Phil Basket and yung MPBL. And yun, nakatulong yun as a preparation for me. So,
ayan. Mukhang nagbunga yung preparation mo, Paolo. Meron ka ba mga pabati? Mga nanonood sa'yo ngayon, siyempre, nakasuporta sa'yo.
Of course, thank you kay Lord. Kami na naman yung nabigyan ng pagkakataon na manalo this game. Binabati ko yung family ko, yung mama at papa ko, yung 2 kong ate, and yung mga pinsan ko sa Caloocan, yung mga kaibigan ko sa Caloocan, lalo na yung mga kamag-anak ko sa Batangas, and yung mga ninong, tito ko, and yung Mapua community pala. Si Coach Jello rin pala.
Humabol sa bate si Coach. Ayan, Paolo, thank you so much and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Ayan po, Paulo Hernandez, very gutsy guard netong Mapua Cardinals. Their top leading scorer today with 13 points. Pero dahil nandito na tayo sa mga gwardya ni Coach Randy Alcantara, pumunta naman tayo sa isa pang malakas ang loob din ito. Nandito si Brian Lakap kasama ni Baileys ako. Baileys?
Yes, Martin, kasama ko ngayon si Brian Lakap. Brian, sinabi mo sa akin kanina na ito na naman, similar to last game. Ano bang masasabi mo tungkol sa laro na to? Especially na kayo na naman naghahabol during the fourth.
Hindi ko rin ma-figure out bakit laging ganun yung game namin katulad ng last time. Pero sabi nga ng coaches, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-give up. Kung ano man mangyari, gawin natin yung best natin. And sumunod lang kami sa game plan namin. Tsaka nagdagdag kaming extra effort para manalo.
So, during the start of this game, kayo yung nagli-lead. Akala mo na ba madidire-diretso nyo na hanggang dulo? Or during the fourth quarter, composed lang din kayo? Tuloy-tuloy lang yung laro?
Hindi naman namin in-expect na blowout yung game kasi hindi naman din pumunta yung kalaban dito para lang din sa wala. Gusto rin nila manalo, kaya play hard din sila. Kung ano man yung ginawa nila, hinigitan lang namin. Kaya sa amin nakakuha ng impanalo.
Yes, masasabi mo ba ng energy ng Heavy Bombers kanina ay at a very certain, at a high level yung conditioning. Pero syempre nakisabay kayo. And with this conditioning na yan, masasabi mo ba na your team will peak at the right time during the season?
Siguro. Tamang-tama lang yung condition namin paakyat ng season. Yung condition naman ng JRU maganda rin kasi coming from a loss, gusto rin nila manalo kaya yung energy nila mataas. Buti nilang mas nataasan namin. Thank you.
Yes, nataasan nyo yung energy nyo and that what led through the fourth quarter, yung composure nyo sa dulo. Most of the game, marami kang pinukol. During the off-season, during the season, what do you do in your free time? Marami kang extra shots before training, after training?
Yung extra shooting naman, hindi naman mawawala yan kung gusto mo talaga na maging shooter. Siguro na timing lang today na medyo off, pero extra shots naman ako kaya hindi ako nag-alangan tumira.
Siyempre, yes. Shoot naman, siyempre. Now, na-mention ba rin sa akin na you're a second-year student in Mapua. What are you taking up? And this is your first season, yes?
Yes. Ano na ako ngayon, second year, taking BPE.
BPE, SWM,
yes,
Sports Management din. Okay, nice. So, baka may classmates ka na gusto mong batiin, mga kasama mo sa groups, sa projects.
Batiin ko muna, mag-thank you muna ako kay Lord for giving us the win and keeping us away from any injuries. Ang binabati ko, yung family ko, yung nanay, tatay ko na lagi nakasuporta. Yung family ko na nanonood, yung family ng girlfriend ko, yung team ko sa Valenzuela, Tenacity family, thank you. Si Coach Weng, Coach Eric, yung motorcycle plan, si Clyde Seralde. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Mapua. And keep supporting us all throughout the league. Salamat po.
Thank you, Brian. Congrats again on the win. Back to you, Martin.
Maraming salamat, Baileys. That is Brian Lakap. Again, a solid first game. Dito sa second game, hindi siya masyado nakagawa, but he made some timely baskets for Mapua, especially in the fourth quarter.
At saka importante yung nandoon siya sa fourth quarter, pang-stabilize. Again, kailangan mo ng 5 tao na magsa-stabilize yung iyong offense. Lalo na naghahabol ka sa dulo. Paulo Hernandez, Prince Noco, was right there, Warren Bonifacio. And eto nga, si Lakap at si Agustin, silang dalawa yung talagang pangpuno dun sa 5. Hindi naman kasi one-on-one yan. So, makikita mo na it's the right mixture at the right moment para makakuha ng W.
Pero dahil maraming nagko-contribute at nagpapalitang gwardiya dito sa lineup ni Coach Randy Alcantara, pupunta ulit tayo sa isa pa. Ito kasama ni Ann Gabriel, nandito si Waki Garcia.
Yes, kasama na nga natin ang isa daw sa mga gwapito di umano ng Mapua Cardinals na si Joaquin Garcia. Hi, Joaquin!
Hello!
Nice to meet you. First of all, ano ba ang position mo sa Mapua Cardinals?
Point guard.
Point guard. Ilang taon na ba si Joaquin?
22 years old.
22 years old. Ano bang year mo na ngayon sa Mapua and anong course ang tinitake mo?
I'm currently 3rd year sa Mapua and taking computer engineering course.
Taking computer engineering. Taken nga ba itong si Joaquin Garcia?
Oo, taken.
Taken. And of course, ang alam ko sa mga computer programming ay nagpo-produce kayo ng mga computer programs. So far, nakapag-produce ka na ba ng isa?
As of now, wala pa pero getting there.
Wala pa pero getting there. Alam mo, ang daming mga kapuso at mga NCAA fans na gwapong-gwapo daw sa'yo sa kanilang mga bahay. May gusto ka bang batiin?
Just wanna greet yung Mapua community, yung mga coaches namin, yung mga relatives namin na walang halo nagsusupport, and sa kay Bryce na birthday niya ngayon, anak ni Coach Randy.
Yes, and that's it for our number 6, Joaquin Garcia, ang isa daw sa mga gwapito ng Mapua Cardinals. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat. Ilang beses
mas gwapo yung tatay. Mas gwapo yung tatay. Mas gwapo yung tatay. Mas gwapo yung tatay. Tsaka mas matapang.
Ayan.
Hindi magre-reklamo si Joaquin dyan.
Oo nga, hindi nga siya nagreklamo.
Hindi magre-reklamo yan.
But a great game again for the Mapua Cardinals. second straight character building win.
They just find a way.
Yan.
Find a way, find a meaning para makakuha ng panalo. Tsaka sa dulo, parehas na naghahabol sila in the endgame.
O sige, kumpletuhin na natin, Coach Hammer, yung mga gwardya nitong Mapua Cardinals. Kasama ngayon ni Baileys Akot, nandito si Jeric Pido. Baileys pala ang mag-interview. Okay, go ahead, Baileys.
Thanks, Martin. Jeric Pido here, one of the guards and one of the rookies of the Mapua Cardinals. Jeric, share mo naman sa amin what year, your course, and what do you do on your free time?
Fourth year student po ako sa Mapua University, taking up industrial engineering.
Wow.
Then, in free time, ginagawa ko is doing extra sa gym, tapos mag-shooting.
Wow, so industrial engineering and then your free time, nag-extra work ka pa. How do you balance this? This is a very, lagi itong nabibring up kasi mahirap nga eh. IE is not a joke. So how do you balance being a student athlete?
Being a student athlete, sabi nga ni coach, student muna bago maging athlete. Magpo-focus muna kami sa pag-aaral. After nun, pag may free time na, punta na extra work sa gym at mag-shooting.
Mag-shooting. So during the pandemic, of course, meron tayong 2-year hiatus. Mas naging nahirapan ka ba during that course? Balancing, kasi more on studies tayo sa on IE during that time. Were you able to do your workouts at that time? Kasi grabe yung conditioning nyo during this game and during the season.
Yes po, binabalance naman po. Pag oras ng pasok po, lalo na online class po kami, nauna-una nag-study lang po kami. Tapos pag wala ng pasok, punta namin yung gym, extra work.
A few words lang to the student athletes out there.
Sa mga student athlete po, sana po mag-study muna tayo bago maging athlete. Tsaka kasi yung puna natin kasi pag-aaral eh. Yung pagbabasketball, andyan lang po yan.
Yun. Thank you. Back to you, Martin.
Baileys, parte ng starting unit ni Coach Randy, Jeric Pido. You like the mindset, student first before athlete.
Servisyo ka bilang atleta, ang premyo mo dyan, you get a free education from the institution that you serve, like Mapua.
That's
one
right.
of the best engineering schools, if not the best engineering school in the country.
Yun nga yung makukuha ng mga players natin dito. But aside from that, of course, the experience of going against the teams here in the NCAA. And speaking of, Coach Hammer, sisilipin natin ang ating updated team standing. Sumali na nga sa taas ang Mapua Cardinals.
2-0 yan ang standings ngayon ng Mapua, San Beda, and of course the league leading Letran Knights. Nasa baba, 0-2 na rin ang JRU, kasama nila dyan ang EAC and LPU. Samantala, damay-damay naman ang Perpetual, CSB, Arellano, and San Sebastian with 1-1.
That is a situation right now after 2 games. Para sa lahat po ng teams natin, officially lahat nakakadalawa na sila dito. At magpapatuloy ang ating action bukas. Balik tayo dito sa St. Benil Gym in Lasal, Green Hills. Our first offering. Makakasama natin dito, the Defense Minister lang naman, Coach Hammer, former Arellano coach as well. Coach Jerry Codinera, CSB kontra Arellano at 12 noon. Pagkatapos yan, it's gonna be an explosive matchup na pangungunahan naman nina Anton Rojas at Papa Bear, Mr. Benji Paras, the Tower of Power. LPU at EAC naman yung maglalaban dyan.
Would have been the consensus #1 overall recruit during his time, Coach Benji Paras. Of course, NCAA ties, won championships with the Red Cubs before moving on to State U and winning a championship also there. Pero maganda yung mga matchups natin bukas. Both games really action-packed yan. NCAA agad na ngayon, patas yung parity natin, talagang bakbakan hanggang sa dulo. Kahit yung tatlong teams na wala pang panalo, sa dulo doon nagkakatalo.
For sure, magdidikdikan yan. Pag nag-meet na yung mga teams na yan, makikita na natin mas klaro pang picture dito po sa ating NCAA Season 97. Coach Hammer, thank you always for joining us here in the broadcast. Ayan po, ito Mapua Cardinals again, coming up with a W 59-56 over the JRU Heavy Bombers. Napakompleto ng ating doubleheader on an April Fool's Friday.
First week ng NCAA, and then we start another week tomorrow.
That's right, Coach Hammer. We start another week tomorrow. Officially, we are a week old dito sa NCAA Season 97 bukas. So, there you have it on behalf of the entire broadcast team. Nandito po yung partner ko, si Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio. Our courtside reporters, nandyan. Reporting from Mapua, si Ann Gabriel. At syempre, nag-represent naman kanina sa JRU. Nandun si Baileys Akot. This is Martin Javier saying thank you. Ano ba? Good afternoon or good night. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtutok on the Friday edition. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy April 1st. Pagmula po dito sa St. Benil Gym in Rizal, Green Hills. Ito po, ang inyong NCAA Season 97. Stronger together. Buo ang puso.
Magkasarado, kung sa kaliga, magkahiusap.